Hello guys, welcome to the Speed Painting Masterclass. This is going to be a great event and I want to first welcome you all for being here. Me and my team, we have been working months for this day and it's going to be awesome. I have prepared a lot of things, a lot of surprise for you. So first of all, I want to thank you all for following up all the content that we have been prepared and on all social media platforms. So thank you for all the comments or your message. It's been great to being interacted with you guys. But this is just the start. So first of all, I want to know you, where you are, where you're from. So please type in the comments, type the city that you're from, the country that you're from, what you like to paint and what you're looking for on this masterclass. So please, we'll be looking at the comments as the live goes on. So please interact with us, all right? So I want to thank you a lot for being here. So this is going to be the first stage of a 3-day masterclass. It's going to be huge. And it's going to be about painting miniatures faster. So on the first day, we're going to talk about miniatures. I'm going to do a live show here and I'm going to paint a miniature from zero to the end with some amazing techniques that I haven't shown nowhere else. And you guys are going to see how we can paint miniatures faster, do better, have a right mindset and prepare for the good techniques. And I'm going to show you how you can think about how you can customize this process for you to paint your own miniatures. There's so easy steps. Everything is going to be prepared for you guys to do on a very your own projects. So today it's going to be about miniatures. We're going to do a live show. I have a few things to talk to you guys before, and then I'm going to prepare some of the miniatures. And I have a lot of stuff here that's be prepared. I'm going to show you soon. At the end of this live show, I have a lot of surprise. So stay tuned. All this. It's going to be about a 2-hour show. So make yourself comfortable. Put this live show on a big screen, whatever you can, on your TV, on a tablet, on a computer. Make yourself comfortable. Get your favorite drink and stay tuned. If you want to paint something as we do the live show, that's fine. But please pay attention to the screen because I'm going to do a lot of things faster. I'm going to speak a lot of stuff. So it's not going to be a paint along session, but you can do as your own hobby if you want to take this time to enjoy it as well. All right. So tomorrow is going to be about vehicles because painting miniatures is one thing and painting vehicles and terrains is a completely different approach. Tomorrow I have dedicated a full class only about vehicles. We're going to talk about some painting, some of the building, some of the aspects that makes the vehicles unique. I have developed many skills specific for painting vehicles along these years, and I'm going to show you everything tomorrow. And the last day on Friday is going to be about terrain. I have prepared also a lot of stuff, a lot of amazing techniques, especially for terrains, because they require a complete different sets of skills and materials. So we will never use the same techniques as we do for miniatures on other materials because they are so big and they require much more paints and require a different type of techniques. So I'm going to show you specific on each day. All right. So stay tuned and wait for the big surprise. We have a lot of stuff, especially at the end of this live show. All right. All right. So yeah, great to have you here. Great to see all the comments. Great to see where you guys are from and to see a lot of the stuff all over from the United States, from Europe. You guys from Spain. We have people from Spain. Hola amigos, ¿cómo estás? Mucho gusto de teneros con nosotros. Nice to have you guys from. We even have guys from Ukraine. Thank you, Nikita. Nice to have you here. All my love to Ukraine. That's great. Hola Mexico, UK, London. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. So nice to have you here. And only a few people know this, but I'm speaking here from sunny day, Brazil. Yeah, I'm located in São Paulo, big city, very close to Mexico City. But São Paulo is a big city here in Brazil. It's a very warm day, right? It's a very warm day, and it's really nice, right? So really nice. Let's see where the guys are from. We have people from Israel. Oh, that's great. Thank you. Thank you from Italy. Ciao ragazzo. Piacere tenerlo con noi. Grazie. Oh, the guys from Germany. Duncan. Duncan, thank you. Oh, that's very nice. I love you guys. It's great. You see, it's amazing how this hobby brings people from all over the world with the same passion. I'm love this, right? So hello, Budapest. Oh, that's great. That's right. Okay, so we even get my fellows here from São Paulo. Bem-vindos, bem-vindos, meus amigos. Prazer ter vocês aqui com a gente. Muito obrigado, muito obrigado. Really nice, Brazil. Okay, thank you, José. Really nice to have all you guys over here. It's amazing. One thing I have also to thank a lot is the Army Painter theme. Because when I first announced this live series, I got approached by the Army Painter. They have amazing hobby materials. They have amazing paints and a full collections of tools and materials for you to build your hobby. So when they saw the announcement of this speed painting masterclass and all the approach that was taken, to paint miniatures faster, paint them in a good way, they said to me, oh, we believe on the same things as you, so we should be together. So I have paints from Army Painter over here. I'm going to show you guys how to do. I want to say a big thanks to Alan for all this partnership and all the team on Army Painter, right? So it's been great. You guys are awesome. We believe on the same things. They always say people want to have more time for gaming than actually painting. So it's about getting speed and having a good prepared material for that. So we have a lot of stuff for Army Painter later on to announce as well together on this live. So stay tuned as we approach this. All right? So that also we're going to leave the link for the Army Painter website. It's thearmypainter.com here on the comments. My team's going to do that. And you guys want to check it out, some of their products on their website. They ship worldwide and they have really good materials. And I'm going to show you that just in a bit. So as we're going to start this live show, I have a few things to say to you guys. Let me just get some water. Because, I have been on this hobby for about 30 years. I started as soon as I was a little kid. I started painting models. I started painting my first miniatures. And then I start evolving through all these years. I have painted all types of miniatures, all types of models, from metal miniatures to the plastics, up to the 3D printings and resin models. I have painted all. Different sizes, small display pieces to big dioramas. So I have enjoyed all the portions of the hobby. And throughout these years, there's one thing that I have noticed that really changed the hobby. So I noticed that from the past 5 years, the world has been changing. Things are different now. These past 5 years, things changed that they never changed this much on the prior 25 years of that. And that is due to the 3D printing technology. I have been familiar with 3D printing technology for over 25 years because of my main job. But on the miniature painting, the last 5 has been crazy. They have really changed everything. So what happened is that with 3D printing, the whole market has changed. You guys have been noticing this. If you haven't, take a look. If you see the big companies, especially I would say Games Workshop, they have been changing their market approach because of 3D printing, because now people can not only print their miniatures, but also they can scan the miniatures and reprint the same miniatures so they don't buy so much. So these companies, they have found a way to keep them alive throughout this market change. And the way they have done this is to pace their launches faster. So on the past few months, you've seen that all these companies, they have been launching new miniatures more often. So every big event we have for the wargaming community, you see massive launches, new collections, not only a few miniatures new, but like really new box sets and over again. So this has been massive. So you see the companies, to avoid this, the whole copy thing, the whole 3D printing thing, they have been increasing the speed of how fast they launch new miniatures. So with that, they always have something new. As together with that, a lot of new market has opened for people launching 3D models. So you see now companies and artists doing launches of STL models that they launch, and people buy these models for them to print at home or for a friend or a company to print for them. So now we have the traditional market with a more intense launch. And together with that, we have this new market approaching, which is the 3D printing of also new players coming in the way. So we have been flooded by new launches, a lot of stuff. So as you can see, the speed of new materials, new launches, new miniatures, new collections has increased. But when it comes to painting, we are still stuck on the same traditional way. I have been seeing people painting on the internet, and they approach on the same way that they have been done since I began the hobby, right? So I have asked on the guys on my community if they actually own a 3D printer. And you know what? Half said yet, and another half said not yet. So we have half of the community, it's already owning a 3D printer, and the other half not yet own. But you know, it's really grown a lot. 5 years ago, this was impossible. Only a few people had a 3D printer. They were too expensive and too complex to use. I know, because I used to work in companies that had 3D printers. They cost thousands of dollars. They were so expensive. We only did projects for companies, and a single model, you cost thousands of dollars. So expensive and so hard, and they will require so much skills to manipulate that. And now everybody can do it. So if we keep our painting process on the same way, but the other part of the hobby evolves, we get a funnel. So as we see, we have new models coming from the traditional market already increase on the higher speed. We have a new approach for all the 3D printing markets. All the 3D printing is speed up, terrains, miniatures, vehicles, a whole bunch of stuff. But when it comes to painting, it's a funnel. And this funnel is getting narrower because the other things are moving faster, and the painting is still a traditional vision, right? So if you notice that how miniatures, they multiply faster, why can't we paint faster as well, right? So why shouldn't do things faster? So if you can print full armies in hours, why can't you paint full armies in hours? You know, so things like that we have to take a look back and see the scenario and how things are, right? So these things of new miniatures coming up, they're dropping weekly upon us, right? So we have the companies, we have a lot of great artists in patrons. If we go to the stores, we have new box sets all the time. And tell me, how can the old painting methods keep up with this speed? So something's wrong, right? And this is what I'm going to show you guys. This is how speed painting comes. So it's a combination of techniques and mindset. I see a lot of my fellow hobbyists, people on the internet, all the content that I see, it's only about techniques. People say, speed painting, oh, take this technique from the speed painting, but it's actually a combination. There's way more than that, and that's what I'm going to show you guys over here. This live is something that I promise, something that you've never seen in the hobby, nowhere else. But I have been working on this to evolve myself to big projects. You see here behind me some of the projects that I have painted throughout these years. Some of them taking a few months. But when I tell people that how long usually I take to paint an army, they are blown away. They're like, how come? How can you paint this fast? And I have never been amazed by that. But they're like, wow, for me it was always natural. So through the past few years, I have been looking to see, oh, what have been different? Because people seem to be amazed about that. And I have been putting all this together in a process, organized throughout the years, refined this, and that's where it emerged for this live over here. All right? So this is what I want to talk to you guys about. So this is the speech behind the techniques, right? So if the hobby's future, it's about speed and freedom, why shouldn't painting be about that as well, right? Painting should match that. Speed, fun, it's the future, all right? So let me show you guys what I have prepared over here, and we have a bunch of stuff. So let me get started over here. All right, so let's see. Okay, so it's gonna be live. I have this guy over here, right? So this is a definitional Warhammer miniature, right? So it's one of the heroes. This guy over here, Porter Titus, one of this Space Marine heroes. I love this set. Love the set. Really hard to find now, but so great. So nice to have it here. I'm going to start with an overview to show you guys how I approach the hobby. If you guys have any questions throughout the process, what I suggest you do is you write down, and after on the end of the painting process, I'm gonna share you guys, go question by question and things like that, right? But take a look. If it's something that's really in your gut, you can type over there. My team is gonna be looking through some of the comments, so some of the stuff they're gonna prepare, they're gonna jump on the screen, and I'm gonna answer that, right? But pretty much, let me show you guys a little bit of the process that I use, right? So I have here. This is completely raw, so I want to take this completely from ground zero. So I not even prime the model over here. I want to show you guys how I do everything, so you guys understand all the steps and all the techniques, but mainly the mindset behind it all. All right. I have here a few other miniatures that I have painted, some of the live shows, some of projects that I have painted as well. Let me put them here, see if you guys can take a look. Right, so this is the Blood Angels. Love these, really nice colors. And this is Ultramarine, also Battle Ready Army, right? This is Age of Sigmar. Oh, this is great models, love them, right? Oh, this is another one. So here, just a few models that I have painted. These I painted really fast. So I'm gonna show you exactly how I approach this one as well. So let me get started over here. Let me see on the comments here. Hello, guy from Germany. Thanks. Yeah, paint faster and better, right? Okay. All right. So I have this guy over here. First thing I'm gonna do, it's priming, right? So one thing that I do a lot. It's about sub-assembly. Some of you guys know this, is that some things you paint all together, some things you paint separate, right? So for mainly miniatures, depending, for example, this guy over here, the idea today is for us to paint this guy in a salamander chapter, right? Great army, right? So, and I decided to make this guy here without the helm on. So it's going to be about the face. So for us to paint a proper face, oops, I'm going to do that one separate. So what I have here is I'm just going to put that one over here, right? So I can paint separate, and I'm going to show you later on why, but take a look. So let's get some priming. So one things I do, it's for priming, I mainly use Airbrush, right? So I have over here my Airbrush. I'm going to explain to you guys. I know some of you already know how to use. Some of you guys don't yet know how to use. It's so simple. It's so easy. It's a great tool and brings a lot of speed and quality. So I use a lot. Everything that I do, especially on the priming, I do with the Airbrush. You can do with the brushes. It just takes a little bit longer, right? So if you really want to speed up Airbrush, it's a great tool. But don't worry, we're going to go step by step. Before learning the materials, the tools, keep up on the mindset to know what you're going to do. So I always tell people say, they want to get Airbrush before they even learn how to use it. But I really recommend that people understand how to use it even before you buy it, so you know which ones to buy. This one, I have this for over 10 years and it's still going. Here on live show, I prepare all my best tools. And this guy is with me for a really long time. I have been painting thousands of miniatures, literally thousands, with this very own tool, right? So let's get prepared. So I got this going, and I'm gonna put some primer on it, right? So let me just get some primer. I'm gonna use some black primer on it, right? So, right? So on the primer, first thing you need to keep an eye on is when you're priming, you put a layer of primer over the miniature. I call it the glue for paint. That's how paint is going to stick to your miniature, is through the primer. So that's why it's a very important process. A lot of people, they use rattle can. That's fine as well. I use them only for sceneries, but you can use for miniatures as well. I just find that they are so thick that they tend to lose the details of the miniatures, right? So one thing I do, let's see, okay, we got the focus here. I'm gonna get some of the, see over here, some of the great army painter miniature paints. Thanks for that, guys. I'm just gonna put them aside for now, just so they don't get in the way of the focus on the, why I'm painting this, right? So I keep a clean screen for you guys. So yeah. So first thing first, what I do when I paint my miniatures is, and this is the secret of priming, is that, let me get a brush over here. So when you start painting, you see surfaces that are really easy access. They are facing you. They are, as I paint, like for example, this arm over here. So if I paint the back of the miniature and the front of the miniature, I know this arm is gonna get a lot of priming. So it's gonna be thicker on this area. So I actually tend to lose details on the parts that are even more visible. So I don't want that. And so what do I do? It's first, I aim for the hard part. For example, when I paint the back of miniature, like a spaceman like this, what I actually painting, it's the hard part, like behind the backpack and on his back, things like that, like over here, under his armor over here, or in the front, for example, here under the arm as well. So I aim on the portion that's even harder to reach. Once I have painted that, if I aim for this part, I'm gonna easily get the other portions as well, right? And also, one other thing that people do on the priming stage is that they overpaint it with primer. You don't need a full thick primer unless you're using that as your base color. Then it's a whole other thing. But if you're just using primer and you're going to apply the base color on top of it, you actually need a very thin layer. Don't mind if you see a little bit through your miniature, right? So let's get started over here. So I always get my airbrush, get some of that flowing, and then I start painting that. Okay, so this is pretty much done, right? So let's see if you can see that it's not fully black. You can see a little bit through, but that's fine. That's good enough, right? So that's that, and also the face. The face itself, then very thin colors, right? Very thin. Okay, that's done, right? So now I have to clean up my brush, my airbrush, right? So get rid of that primer. So what I do, I just put this one over here. Get my, let me get this. This is my water cup. And I just get rid of the primer that I'm not going to use, right? So I always tend to do this right away. So I don't want to have some dry paint on this, on the airbrush, right? Okay, all right, so this is pretty much it, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to do a base color. So this guy is going to be salamander. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a silver color. So I have a metallic silver color over here. And I'm going to do a special base, a base color on it, right? So you can see a little bit silver. Get some of the water out. Okay, so we got some silver. And now, oh, let's put this guy away. Metallics, they look great with airbrush. So one thing I do here now is that if you guys want to get noticed is I primed my miniature with black. So now when I'm going to paint this color, I'm going to paint from here, from the side to the top. So I'm not going to spray from the bottom. So I'm already using the black as a shadow. So I'm going to be creating volume on these miniatures. So you're never going to see me praying from below. So it's always going to be from here all the way up, right? So already looks amazing, but it's not a gray night. But you see, such great colors. So you see how nice they are. I mean, you just put the wash on this. It's already really good, really good. Much better than most of the gray armors that you see a lot, right? So that's for the base. So I always say that, you know, one model a day keeps the gray away, right? So one model a day keeps the gray away. There's a lot of things that I have learned through the years that keeps my mindset on the right place. So how about you guys understand this? Are you guys making notes? Are you guys writing down things? Are all the insights that you're having on this class? Because if you don't write down, you're going to forget everything after. So as you write down things, your brain makes you understand things better. One thing I have learned a lot with miniature painting is through my wife. She's a neuroscientist, and I have learned a lot from her of how human beings learn. And a lot of techniques that I learned with her about teaching and keeping the correct mindset, I have applied on the miniature painting and help people actually evolve their habits, evolve their skills with that. So one thing is, is as you write down things, it's easier for you to record that information. So let me give you guys one task while you're watching me doing this. It's write down the comments. One model a day keeps the gray away, right? So one model a day keeps the gray away. It's a rhyme, so it keeps moving. So write down the comments so I know you guys are paying attention. Write down. One model a day keeps the gray away. I want to see whoever is there with me following up on this, right? So as we're going to be moving on this. So as you guys write down, I'm taking here one of the Army Painter speed paints. So these paints, they're great because they're a little translucent. So what I'm going to do is I have this base color and I'm going to apply a very thin layer on top of this base color, on top of that with my airbrush. These paints, they are great for organic materials. If you take a very good chunk of this on your brush and put on organic materials, they're great. If you use them on flat panels, flat surfaces like Space Marine armors, they might get a little bit of things, a little bit spotty. So that's why I apply them with airbrush. This is a great technique for me to paint large armies. These steps, when you take like a 50, 80, 100 miniatures at the same time, you paint them, you get 80% of your army ready way faster than traditional method, right? Are you guys writing down? Great, good to see you guys here. One model a day keeps the gray away. Thanks. Great to see you guys writing. This is helping you the mindset together, right? Techniques and mindset. It's a lot of stuff going on. So trust me on these things, right? One model a day keeps the, keep that going, right? So this Army Painter green, I'm using here the orc skin color and get some of that, right? So let me approach here so you guys see. Oh, see, this already looks so great. You see how it's almost like a chrome, almost, right? So see how it reflects with the gray. The green is gonna look even more awesome. Okay, so you see, see how so good. You see how the cover is a very even cover here, even cover, yeah. Can you guys see? Look how nice this gray is. So I have just got a metallic gray. You see, combining paints, it's a secret for you to be able to have all the color ranges you need. You don't need to have a full bunch of colors in your studio. I have here because I do all types of projects. It's a different approach. I can explain to you guys later on that. But with only a few sets of paints, you can do a bunch of colors. So you don't actually need to buy a paint that's metallic green. You can use base layer with the silver, and then you apply the green on top of it. So that's the result you get, a metallic green on top, right? So really fast, really good. All right, one model a day keeps the gray away. That's right. Okay, so let's clean up this. Okay, so we got the green, and now we start going for the details. And here we're going to talk about a little bit some brush techniques, right? So using the brush, and let me show you guys that, and turn on my turn off my airbrush. So I have here my wet palette, right? So I know some of you guys know what this is, some of you guys don't. Don't worry, it's I'm going to explain that later on. So I'm just gonna get a brush. I have here tons of brush, right? So this is all the stuff that I use. Here I build everything with this set of brushes, right? Here is everything that I need. So I'm gonna get a nice brush. I usually start with a brush like this size, right? Something that's a little bit, I get the big stuff, I get some of the small stuff as well, like an intermediary size. Sorry about my English, but it's like a regular size. You can do some of the stuff. And then I combine this with like regular size brush, something like this. I guess this should be fine, right? So this is really the raw method of how I paint stuff. Get over here, set up some of the steps, and show you guys. All right. So when you thought about painting, I also have another model that I enjoy a lot. Let me get some water over here. Which is about painting faster. It's actually meant to be about painting smarter, right? So when I have a little vote for you guys to put on the comments over there, right? So tell about how is your experience on the hobby, right? So tell me who you are. I want to know you guys, so I can know how I can speed up this live show or not, right? So please me and my team, we're going to be putting all these questions on the comments. So I need you guys to answer this because this is a live show. I'm doing this for you that's watching this right now. So we're going to be asking you a few things, and this live is going to be directing according to those answers, to those answers. So I need you guys to, whenever you see a request on the comments over there, paint over there. Put your comment, because I want to paint for you to help you paint faster, right? So I was telling you about my other model, which is painting faster actually means painting smarter. Finding the correct size brush, it's a trick. A lot of people come to me and say, oh, I'm having problem painting things, painting eyes, painting that. It's about the brush. Most of the times, it's about getting the correct tool that they need for their job, right? So let me get some paint over here. Okay, let's get some metallics, some of the paints, right? So, okay, we got one of the questions here from Maximiliano. Ciao ragazzo, ti immagino che sia d'Italia, vero? With the Citadel paint, that would be using a base silver and a layer. Yes. I mean, all the process that I do, it's about the type of material that you have. Because I know some people, they have limitations about the materials that they have. Some can buy really good paints. They don't have that much to invest on paints. So the first thing you need to do is to understand the process, and then the materials and the techniques and the tools you're going to use is going to evolve to time. So yes, Citadel paint, you can use a base silver, and then you can do layer with the grain, right? That's fine. So getting the correct brush, it's really special, right? So I see this guy over here. So mid-size, right? So let me get some of the gray over here and start painting some of the stuff. So another thing that is going to help you paint smart. Let me get this out of the way because the focus is this. So this weapon over here. So you see, I have the weapon is going to be mainly silver, and the other portion is going to be black. So, and these things, they have to be sharp. They have to be very well precise of one color ends and the other color starts. So precision, it's a perception of quality. So if you understand, if you look at the miniature and know each piece, that looks good. If it's a little bit sloppy, you don't understand. That's why you don't like. That's why you look at miniature and say, oh, this is well painted, and this is not well painted. What's the technique behind? Like, what's the science behind a good paint job and a bad paint job? It's precision, definition. Because when we don't understand, we don't like, right? So human beings, if you don't understand, we run from it, right? If you don't understand, where our biology says, "Oh, run! It's danger," right? So you should be afraid of, right? Okay, so let's see. I got some of the results here from all you guys. So 6% of it is like pro guys, right? So 6%, that's very good. That's very good. So 15% noob, right? So 30% beginner and 40% grinder. Okay, so most of you guys are just learning. So, but some of you guys are already understanding the things that I'm saying. So for you guys that are new, you're going to learn a lot today. It's going to be massive. And for you guys that already have good skills and learn a lot through your painting journey, you're going to refine your things, refine your mindset, and refine, because I'm really sure that you're going to learn a little thing, a little detail over here that you haven't touched base yet. And later on in the live show, I'm going to explain you why, right? So as I have to paint this, for example, I'm just using the weapon as an example. So I have a silver and a black, right? So why I'm painting the black before? Why? Because the black is not interacting with the green, right? The silver will. The silver will interact with the green and the black. So I first start with this. So now I can be sloppy. I can just paint this, right, really fast, and that's done. So I don't have to do a precision work right now. So I'm saving my time. If I save here 20 seconds painting this weapon, as I have a 60 Marines army, that's going to be about, minutes, even hours sometimes, depending on the size of the projects that you paint, right? So really have to pay attention of how you paint stuff. Then when it comes, for example, this guy over here, this exhaust here, this is going to be, now I take my time because this one is close to the grain. So definition. So definition makes a good paint job, right? So as I see here, so you see here how I always look at every step that I'm painting. So this is why I say to you guys, painting faster means painting smarter. And painting smarter means to understand which step you're going to take, how you're going to take, which materials and techniques and tools you're going to use for that particular step, right? So I'm looking to save seconds on each miniature. And throughout my life, this has turned into hours, sometimes even days, for all these projects that I have been painting. So remember, painting faster means painting smarter. Do you guys understand it? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Right? Write that one down as well. Yeah? Put that one right in the comments. Right? Painting faster means painting smarter. Right? Painting faster. Write that down. So I know you guys are here with me. Right? Because we're going to be moving as we follow things. Right? So this is pretty much all the gray we're going to paint on this guy. Right? So now I'm going to take some silver. Get back some silver. Right? Painting smarter. Right? Now I move to my silver. And now the silver. I'm not seeing you guys right now. Okay? Painting faster means painting smarter. Right? So you have to think about all the steps that you're going to do. All the stages. All the materials. You have to select how you're going to paint your stuff. Right? Another thing that I do a lot, it's understand how to use the positions to help me paint faster, right? So, for example, you're going to be seeing. Well, I'm using this holder here because I want to demonstrate this. Let me take that one. Are you guys being able to see it? Painting faster means painting smart. That's good, guys. That's good. Right. So, you guys learning both ways now, right? You're learning techniques and you're learning the mindset. This is to start building in your mindset so you know how to approach. It's like a meditation, right? It's like thinking about that. Okay. So now, you see, so now I'm using the holder here to have my miniature more visible for you guys to see, right? So I don't use this all the time, especially depending of how big the army is, because sometimes I'm building massive armies. I'm specialized on building big armies. So I don't have like 60 handles for miniatures, and sometimes I just move so fast that I don't need them. But I'm using this one to first show you guys better the miniature so your eyes can see what the miniature it looks like, right? And second, to make more evident one thing that I do as well, which is the position of my brush, right? So having the right position changes everything when it comes to miniature painting, right? So see, using the brush strokes, you're going to see that I move my miniature a lot, because this helps each brush stroke to be easier and faster for me to do. So this is about your own ergonomics, what works out for you. So you have to test, flipping the miniature away, put on the sides, and have some really nice precise brush strokes, right? And one thing I do as well, I support my hand together to get a very precise thing. So, for example, if you see over here, I have to paint the we call it coldry. Yeah, when you hold the gun over here, right, the handle of the gun, something like that. So that has to be very precise because his small finger is right next to it. So one thing I do to keep a very precise brush stroke is I look over here, look at my finger over here. I support my finger over here, and together with that, I can get a very precise brush stroke. A lot of people they tend to lose brush stroke, make stuff sloppy because they don't have that much precision, right? So this is about it. Okay, so we got this, we got that. Let's get some of this as well, right? So you see, I'm supporting on this, and this is what helps us, right? So I had oh, hey Joe, how are you, Joseph? How are you doing? But how can we have good control to get good definition? All right, so it's a combination, like I'm telling you. First of them, it's about your position. Your hand position, it's very important, right? So supporting your hand, for example, let me paint here this exhaust here on this backpack, right? So you see, it's a round surface and it has some surfaces on the side. So to paint that on the side and not go all the way to the grain, what I do is look everything besides here, everything, like all my hand position. So I support my hand over here and go over there and paint just the side of that. Just the side of that. So you see, having a good position is key. This brush right now, it's massive for the detail that I'm doing. If you see, a lot of people recommend, maybe perhaps this guy over here, this will be even better to do this. But because I have this the precise way that I'm holding my brush is help me have more precision with a bigger brush than I should, right? You got it? So usually is that good? All right, so let's continue with this. Okay, so I'm going to paint that, and also going to paint the little, for example, the bottom portion here of this exhaust of the backpack, right? So this is it. Really good, guys, right? So I'm going to paint now just the rim around as well, right? So you see, this is how I paint all my miniatures. I have my hands always supporting. I'm not painting like this, loose ends. I'm always, keeping my hands close, keep my hands together to paint them, right? So this is pretty much it, right? And then you can use all the types of paints that you want, right? So this is very good brush control. If I take, for example, let me take another. For example, this. keep this. I'm going to take a more finer brush to see. It doesn't change so much. So a good brush, a good defined brush will help you. Of course it will. But if you don't hold it right, it's not going to do it. It's not going to hold by itself, right? So you have to find a way to hold your brush. And that's one thing that I always teach my students, is that they don't, they never learn of how to actually hold their brushes, right? Oh, I have another question here. Reindeer, are you using any dry mediums with this paint? No, I don't. You know what? I don't use mediums on my paint skin. Something that I've throughout the years I have tried a lot of them. For me, I don't. Never did any good. They're great. A lot of people and a lot of friends of mine they do great works for them. But for me, I don't use any mediums. Okay, so now I'm gonna paint this ocular over here, right? So you see a precise brush. Look at my hands. What I'm showing you here is not painting. Painting this, it's a traditional method, but you have to learn about how you hold. It's the smart way to hold, to have a good precision, right? So if you paint, if you always remember, then actually to paint faster, you're talking about painting smarter. And smarter means understanding every single step of it, right? Every single stage of it, right? Okay, so let's do this. I just need some coffee. Oof. All right, so how you guys holding up up to now? All good? All good? All great? Yeah, are you guys learning? Tell me, guys, I want to hear. Type on this comment. I want to see the comments going, right? So you need to get that one thing floating, because otherwise I'm just painting. I already know all this. I already understand all the steps. I have painted thousands of miniatures, but I need you guys to tell me, yeah, this is working. I want to know this. I want to know that. Let's keep things moving, right? So keep it up. Okay, I need fresh coffee because this one's cold. God damn it, right? So you guys understand how this process works. So paint faster means paint smarter, right? Whoever didn't type it yet, put it on the comments. It's gonna help your mindset, right? So things are here, right? Keep on here, really precise. Oh, good. So we got most of the details. Let's see. Okay, this guy over here on the back as well, a little silver. So we only have two colors over here, two grays and the green, right? So this is it. So now let's do some of the non-metallic materials, right? The rubber and other things. So I'm gonna let me get a little gray, some gray over here. Oops, not this one. That one's done. So I'm gonna put some grays on the base for my non-metallic materials. So I have the leather, I have the rubber for this. So I'm gonna take that. Now I'm gonna use a mid-size brush. I love brushes like this one, right? The other one is too small for me. It slows me down. So what I mainly do is, for all my miniatures, I tend to use a single brush for everything. For the big jobs, for the small jobs. On the big ones, I just go in my brush and paint everything. And for the small jobs, I just go there, very precise, like I'm showing you guys, and do this. So what I'm doing here is, like on this leather pouch, I'm just painting a gray, right? So I'm just not doing a full cover. I'm being a little bit sloppy on the coverage, but I'm doing very good definition on the limits. So the cover itself is not 100%, but I'm not painting over any of the green stuff, right? Is that good? Understand that? So see here. So the gun pouch, it's not 100% coverage. That's fine, but I'll be very precise over here. Remember how I get precision? Look at my hand. I'm supporting my hand over here and painting, bam, one brush stroke, right? Fanfa, nice to see you, my friend over here. Oh, a good friend of mine from long years. Thank you for joining us. It's great to have you here. So how do you make a nice, very dark ash gray? Very dark ash gray. Oh, that's a very good question. So very dark ash gray, what I do, it's I build from black primer and build a little bit of the gray from that one with the light transitions for that. But you need some really nice highlights as well. But the highlights will go to a gray 50%. I can do more of the things, more details. I'm going to do this shoulder pad. It's going to be black. I'm going to show you a little bit on using the shoulder pad how I do. Okay, is that good? I'm going to show you a little bit of the techniques how to, because if it's too gray, then you lose volume, right? Then you're not showing anything, right? So we have that. Oh, and also we have these guys over here, like the pure seal, right? Right over here, right over there, right? So we got this one done. Oh, we also need the rubber between the legs over here, right? So this is mainly black rubber usually, right? Black rubber. That's how usually it's done. Here and here. All right. So you see this brush, it's massive for this, but because I'm holding my hands on the right position, just because of that, I'm able to paint very good details with a big brush. So you don't need massive collections of brushes, right? So I did a little boo-boo over here. Let me just clean that one up. So this happens. So what I do is just take some water over here, and you see here I just did a sloppy thing. That cannot happen, but it happens. So what you do is just go over there and correct. Get some water, put on the top, and paint away. Right? So we got this. A little bit point over here, right? On this. All right. So this is pretty much it, right? So we got that, all the colors, right? Really good. Okay, so now let me take two fun questions about so we can paint the shoulder pads, right? So salamanders, black shoulder pads. Let me get some rough black paints over here. So I'm just going to take regular black, flat black. So this is just a flat black, and I'm going to paint the shoulder pads. And I'm going to show you. So now, because it interacts with the grain, I had to be very precise. Again, guys, take a look at my hands, see how they interact, right? All right, so see, so really fast. This is just a flat black on top of my grain. So really nice coverage. Try to do a very thin layer, right? So you see, let me approach this so you guys can see. Right, so a flat coverage, and as is right, it's getting a little hot over here. Right, so put some of the coverage on that, put over here. Right, so this paint, I use a lot of paints that actually designed for airbrushing because they are a little bit, they have a lot of water. I guess that's what the fellows have probably noticed, is that it's because of the medium, because you probably noticed that the paint I'm using, it's a little bit watery because most of my paints are the ones designed for airbrushing. So they're a little bit more diluted than actually, right? So yeah, this is pretty much it. Guys, this is just the beginning. This is just the live show. I have a lot of stuff to show you at the end of this live show. You guys have no idea of how much stuff we still have, right? So this is just a few things that I'm talking to understand, so you guys can understand about miniature painting, right? But I have a lot of stuff for this live show, all right? So we are only halfway of the live show. I'm getting this guy done, and we have a lot of stuff to cover yet on this slide. So stay to the end because you're not going to regret. Not going to regret of all the things we have. We have a big surprise at the end of this live show. All right? So you see here, so I have my base green, I have my silvers, I have my gray, and so now I have all my base set up over here. Now I'm going to start painting the details. Before I paint the gray over here, so you see here, it's a little bit shiny because it's still wet. So while something is drying, I go and paint on the other portion that is, sorry, when something is wet, I'm painting on the other portion that's already dry, right? So while this one dries, I have here, on this corner over here, right on this direction, a little fan. Let me show you guys. I have a fan here. I use this, so it's blowing air on my airspace. This is how I do. So this air not only helps me breathing and not, breathing any of the paints that I use for airbrush, but also helps me get things painting faster. So I'm painting one miniature here, I leave it drying on the air, and I paint another one. This one is done, and this is already dry. So I'm painting that one on the things, right? So we got another thing going on the comments. So I ask you guys to vote. So please vote on what we have there. What's the usual time you usually take to paint a single miniature? So you guys, especially I want to hear from the new ones, guys. If you guys have already painted a miniature, what's the average time that takes you to paint that, right? So please answer me right over there. So for the leather punch, I'm going to use this one. This is speed painting hard leather. This is a great paint. I love the color of this. Love the color. So let me put it here on my wet palette so you guys can see. This is such a great color. This is all for painting large army. It's great. It's not only a great color, but it also has such a great coverage. Let me put that one away for the focus. Right. So this one. So I'm going to paint this for the leather punch. So this, you just guys have to be really keep your eye on it for now, because this is very strong pigment color, right? So if you miss it, you have to clean right away, because otherwise things will get dirty, right? So make sure you're very precise on the brush stroke. Don't worry, move your miniature around. Find a perfect way for you to draw and move your brush along the way, right? So like I told you, keep an eye of how I'm moving my fingers, how I move my hands, and how I'm rotating the miniature. So it's more comfortable for me with that. You don't have to do the same way. You just have to find your way, right? So each of you guys is going to find a way that works for you, right? So doesn't have to be all the same. Probably something that's good for me, comfortable for my hands, might not be the same as you, but it's a good start. So this is a little bit black, right? So I'm putting a little bit black over here, like on the joints of the legs. Like this is like where the rubber is, right? So make that portion really black. So I'm getting some contrast, right? So this is over here, right? So, thank you, Luis. Thank you. Really, thank you guys for being here. It's great. Oh, and yet, the best things, it's not here yet, right? So I'm just building this so you guys understand what we have to show you guys. You guys have no idea of what we have been preparing. We have been working on this for months, for really a long time. And that's why I'm going to show you. I'm just going to cover some of the basics here to show you guys all this, right? So I'm getting this purity seal over here, right over there. You see, nice, good. Okay, so that one's covered. The other portion is covered. Oh, let me get that ocula as well. Let's get some. I have some yellow in here. Let me get. Not this. Let me get some yellow here. I do. Okay, so this is great, right over here. So we got zealot yellow. So this is great. This is just for the gold part, the gold ocula that I'm doing, right? So we have the results here for average time you guys paint miniatures. So 27% takes from 1 to 3 hours. 34% takes how long? 34 from 3 to 5 hours. 5 to 10 is 24%. And 15% of you guys takes more than 10 hours to paint a single miniature. If that miniature did not win a golden demon, I don't know what you guys are doing. But anyhow, we are talking about speed painting. So you guys, from now on, and I'm going to show you on this live show up to the end, wait, here on the live show, how things are going to change for you from today on. So this ends today. If you guys are with me, if you want to change your mindset, learn new skills, learn everything, and make sure today is the last day you ever touch those buttons and answer this type of questions, stay up to the end of this live, because we're going to change that. Because you can paint miniatures way faster than that, way faster. So even if you're a newbie, if you're starting, it's like I told you, you have to paint smarter. And to paint smarter, it's going to help you paint faster. Because what you guys said? Painting faster means painting smarter, right? Another thing, another motto that I like a lot, one said, it's not about time, it's about rhythm. Keeping a rhythm is going to help you paint faster, right? So see this gold over here on his chest? You see it right here? Let me get some focus. Awesome. What is this? Silver base with the yellow. Where's the yellow here? Over here. This yellow over here is the Zealot yellow, right? So this is great. So I use the silver for this. So this is what happens. Let me get some red here for the other. I get some blood red as well. So you see what I mean when I say painting smarter? I use as everything is metal. Most of the stuff on this miniature is metal. So I use metallic as a base. And then I go with the speed paintings, just changing colors. So I have a bunch of materials, a same base, and I just change colors on the same metallic base. So this is what actually helps me, right? So Alan's saying here, thanks mate. Yeah, I use a bigger brush with a good belly and a good tip. Yeah, that's good. You know, it can hold lots of paint, right? So it can take a big load of paint and have very good precision, right? So you see, that's the red, and that's that. That's good. Thanks a lot, mate. Thanks a lot. I will try to use techniques on my next Chaos miniatures. Oh, they're great. I just finished a big Chaos army. That's amazing. Okay, I'll make sure tag you on Instagram. Please do, mate. Please do. Tag me. I want to take a look. Tell me how you evolve, right? Before we move on, I want to go back to Fafa's questions about the dark ash gray miniatures, right? Because you see the shoulder part is a full black, now it's completely dry, but it's boring as hell. It's just flat black, no fun at all. What do? I do volume with that, right? Hey, you guys, if you want some coffee for me, that would be great. So how do I do that? There's a good way. I take a gray, let me take a light gray, and I do a volume with the airbrush. Let me see what I have over here. Okay, so let me take an airbrush. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another airbrush. So this one, it's a finer airbrush than the one I use for priming. Let me get some focus over here. Okay, we're back. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to get some of the gray that I use. So I get my thing going, right? So, okay. So what I'm going to do is I take a little bit of my gray. I don't need much painting for this, so I'm just taking the paint from my airbrush, from my brush, right? So this is a little bit gray. And here's the trick. I use this airbrush thinner to actually thin the paint, right? So the paint That's why you can use a little bit of the medium, you know, a little bit airbrush medium. That makes the whole difference. Because now I'm going to spray some volume on that flat black color, right? So I'm going to get some coffee over here. Oh, that's great. Thank you. All right, all right. So now you guys are going to learn one of the secrets. It's why I use black gloves. A lot of people say I'm using black gloves. Why you use black gloves, not blue, not white? It's because of this. So now, when I do test spray on my miniature, I can see the grain. If it's too grainy, means it needs more diluted. So I'm just using this to do a little bit volume on this black. So do black. Now very carefully, you just add some volume to it, right? So you can see it's a little bit lighter. It's not, take a look at this. You get a little bit of reflection because the black is a little bit setting finish. But now, okay, okay, right? So see, I'm adding a little bit volume. So this is how you do a dark army, right? So add some volume to it, right? So really add stuff to it. So otherwise, it's just black. Then it's going to be like a shadow army, right? So it's not going to have any volumes on it, right? So let's clean up the airbrush, right? So use airbrush. And what you do, then you just clean it right away, right? Clean up right away. Don't wait for it. Don't lose it. Because otherwise, if the paint is dry over here, then you're a problem. Then you have to stop your painting process, which happens sometimes to clean your airbrush, right? So, right. So this is done. Okay. So this guy is pretty much done. Right here, it says, oh, I forgot. I have this. Airbrush. I have a little ocula here on the gun as well. That one has to be painted as well, right? So right over here, this is it, right? So here, that, all this, right? So let me get this portion over here as well, right? So get that one really fast, okay? So you guys understand, it's not about time. A lot of people told me they don't have so much time to paint their miniatures, and that's why they paint slowly. But the problem is sometimes it's people, they don't actually have a rhythm. So it's not about time. It's about getting a rhythm. You know, painting on a constant way. If you paint like 1 day a week, paint 1 day a week for a long time. Then try to move up to 2 days a week. Don't go 2 days and then a full month without painting. So the rhythm helps you a lot. So it's not only about techniques, it's about mindset. So it's not only about time, it's about rhythm. If you want to help you remind that, type in the comments. It's not about time, it's about rhythm. It also helps you memorize that as well. If you don't have a notebook to write that down, type in the comments. It's not about time, it's about rhythm. It's going to help you memorize that as well, right? So keep things moving. You know, you have to keep on painting. Find a step that works for you on your daily routine and keep that sequence moving along, right? So, okay, so we have this. This is ready. Let me go back a little bit to his face, right? So now I'm going to do a very thin layer. I'm going to do here a very thin layer of the, let me get some brown over here. Dark brown, because this guy has a, okay. Let's get this dark brown over here, just to paint a little bit. Oops, not a good color. Right? So what I'm gonna do is paint his face. Most of the things when you're saying about faces, it's about, and secret about painting, it's a secret. This is great. You have a base color, then you move to a light tone, and then to the dark tone, on this order, right? On this order. And you guys understand everything. So when you're talking about speed painting, you are talking about, oops, I got some focus over here. I get the camera, come back. Okay. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm just taking a brown. This is like a 50% brown, right? So it's not light, It's not light, it's not dark. It's just like a regular brown, right? So I'm going to do this. It's not about time, it's about rhythm. Sometimes there's something for people to tell the missus. Yes, yes. It's not about time, it's about rhythm. Repeat that until you fully understand what it means, right? And it's going to be a little bit different from each one of you. But this model helped me a lot. It's not about time, it's about rhythm. Trust me, guys, all the things I'm saying, I learned this. It actually has some neurosciences behind this, right? So I put together Warhammer painting stuff together with neuroscience. I know I'm talking crazy, but this helped me a lot over here. It helped me a lot over the years. So this is what I'm sharing with you guys. Okay? So this is my gray, my brown, sorry. This is my brown. So let me put this one to dry. While that one's drying, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the black and here I'm gonna use what Alan just told me, a big brush, and this one I use, what's my black? Okay, I found it. I'm gonna use the Army Painter black, like almost like a wash, because it's gonna be very dark. So it's not a wash, it's actually darker than a wash, but that's gonna have a very dark contrast between the panels. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this brush. This is a long bristles brush, and it's gonna hold a lot of paint. You can use all types of brushes, and I'm going to use that one for the lighting panels. So this is when I'm going to start having some definitions here, right? So Mad Mike said, I used to think that speed paints were too runny when using with the wet palette. Good to know that, this works and the color doesn't run. Oh, it doesn't at all. You have to try on. I found that on the hobby, there is a lot of sayings, a lot of rumors. People said everything. But when you try, it's like, that doesn't make any sense. It's because it's opinions. And each one's going to have your own opinions, like other stuff, right? We all have our own. And people have their own opinions. And it's going to be about that, right? So you have to trust your instincts. You have to try your own and see about that. I use speed paintings on my wet palette all the time. I just use them really fast a lot. I use them a lot with my airbrush. It really gets me a good momentum, a good rhythm, a good speed, right? So it's about rhythm. It's about getting things done in a way that makes sense for you. Each one of you gonna have your own rhythm. I have my rhythm. You're gonna have yours. You just have to find the correct tools and the mindset to keep not only that rhythm going, but also evolving through time. And this is what I have learned. And this is what I have seen, that on the internet, nobody teaches that. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody out there is talking about the mindset, getting rhythm, getting, all the science behind of the ways that we learn and how we evolve. It's only about techniques. It's only about blending this, blending that, and nothing about that. So this is why I'm here. I said, well, this has helped me a lot over the years, and I just had to show you guys. I just had to take the time and explain to you guys what this is, right? So this is what we are showing over here, and I have even more. I have saved the best for last on this live today. So this next hour this next few minutes is gonna be blown away. So you see over here, I'm getting as precise as I can because I want to do this to show you guys. So see, I get a little bit contrast. So this is very precise, way more precise than what I do with how you call the wash, right? You can use a wash as well. That would be great. But with this, this black from Army Painter, the speed painting, you get me the black lines are even more darker, so they're very crispy. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that, guys. So you see how the contrast is really helping. Let me show you. You guys see, it starts doing great. So this, so this is a great process, great step by step. If you guys want to try out this one out later on, you see how you're gonna speed up this this process even more. So you guys are taking, more than 1 hour to paint your miniatures. You guys have to try the correct method, the correct mindset, the correct tools for you to speed up your process, right? So right here, 1 minute a day with a rhythm making gray. Yeah, what? 1 minute a day keeps the gray away. Yeah, that's true, mate. That's true. So keep the mindset going, right? Keep things moving forward. Let me get some. Are you guys here with me? Yeah? Oh, good. Oh, good. Are you guys following up? Are you guys enjoying the live show? Are you guys learning anything? Are you guys learning? Yeah? How's this? Is everything that I'm talking to you making sense? Do you guys understanding that I'm taking my time to paint the miniatures? While I'm painting this, I'm explaining some really important stuff for you. Are you understanding that, speed painting, it's not only about mindset, a technique, but also mindset, how you approach, how you're thinking, right? So don't worry about techniques. Techniques, they will come, they will evolve. But what's inside here, it's what matters, right? How you're approaching the hobby. Yes, making sense, good. Thank you. Thank you, guys. With you. Thank you, Vinicius. Good, good. That's all great, guys. Yeah. So if it's making sense, let me show on the face. I guess the face now is dry. And I'll show you. I just want to get this guy done. Right, so I have the weapon here, a little bit. So this is how I do my gold. Like old gold. Silver base, yellow on top. That's done. Right? Just clean his. Oh, see? A little bit. I just did a little boo-boo here. Right? So I'm just not showing things up so close. I'm going to just zoom in on whatever is actually important things. Because I'm pretty sure you guys have seen tons of videos of people painting stuff. And that's not the goal. You guys seen that. You guys need to move to the other level, to the other mindset of, how you approach the hobby, how you hold your hands, how you use the material, how you find a sequence that works for you, right? So let me get this on. So see how the contrast on this black is just amazing, right? So now I have the green, the bright green, so solid, so brutal. So, this is going to shine on the battlefield, right? So that's one of the things. You can do this with any colors, right? I love, some of you guys know, I'm big fans of Imperial Fist. I love the bright colors, right? They really pop up on the battlefield. So this is what this is, right? Okay, Dr. Doom. This is super informative, especially about mindset. Thanks a lot, mate. This is what I'm talking about. So glad to have you guys over here. So guys, understanding it's because the techniques alone, will not help you. Trust me. I have, for ages, I have the techniques alone. And when I was, sometimes I was talking with my wife and, discussing about this. I was like, oh no, it's been years I have been painting. And I'm not evolving anyhow. And she started making some questions about this, about that, how you feel, and things that at first it didn't make sense to me. But then I was understanding, it's. And then yes, he said, yeah, if you don't change your mindset, you're not gonna learn anything. You're just gonna keep learning, doing the same things. You're just gonna repeat. You're gonna evolve a little bit, but it's not gonna be big steps. For you to evolve big steps, you have to find mindset. It's a bigger learning experience, right? Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you guys? Understand? Okay. So this guy's almost done, and I have one special technique. They're gonna show you over here that is not on the internet. I don't show that anywhere, but I'm gonna show you guys today. It's gonna be awesome. A little trick that I do to really speed things up, right? A little boo-boo as well. So you see, you're gonna do mistakes. You just have to clean them really fast. Right away. Yeah, understanding? Okay, all good? All good over here? So let me get to the face over here, right? So we got this brown over here. Now what I'm gonna take a lighter brown. Let me see if I have one here. Right over here. Sorry, I had to step away. And okay, so this is another brown. This is also a great color from the other friends. That's good, good enough. And I'm just gonna take that. And what I'm gonna do is, told you, take a look at this. It's about, let me get the paper. It's about tabletop ready means mainly you start with the 3 stages. That's very simple. Base color, light, and shadow. Base color, so I have painted this on brown. So I'm going to take a little light brown here. So base color is this, is here. So light. So now I'm going to do a dry brush, right? So I take a brown, light brown, take my brush, just clean up the recesses. Nothing new here, just approach, right? So, and then you take from top, bottom, right? So we're getting the volume. You get a little bit of volume on this face, right? So right over here. Right over here. So as you adding more volume, adding the light, you start creating the volume, and then you go on the. So first you start with the light, and then I take some small details and I'm gonna paint the shadows, right? So when you're talking about miniatures, we're talking about creating volume, like faking reality, right? What you need to do is to invoke more contrast than actually are, because these things, they are so small, they don't cast shadows between themselves like a big object does. The light behaves different because of a physical thing. So on this small miniatures, you have to fake the light effect. So that's why you have to paint the light and the shadow. Sometimes when you paint light, if you paint the base and then go shadows, then light, which is what most of people do, light, base, shadows, then light. When that light tends to invade a little bit of the shadow, and the shadow, it's what gives you more contrast. So what I do is base, and then I go to the light, and the last stage I do the shadow, right? So let me take this. So now I'm going to take again some of the black, and now I'm going to have to add a little bit more. Now turning this black into a little bit like almost like a wash, and just adding to the skin, right? So put over here, right over there, right here. So adding a little bit of contrast. So I'm kind of placing this everywhere. Let me see if I can zoom in so you guys to see. So it's just, now it's almost like a wash, right? Just guys getting this here and there, right? I'm going to put this paint a little bit more, and I'm going to add some more black details again on this armor, right? So over here. And as that one dries as well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit, a very thin layer on my base. I'm not going to talk about bases today. I'm just going to do something very basic. So I'm going to take the gray, like a light gray, I just sprayed on this base. So this is a very watery color, just like a light gray, right over here, and paste on the base. Okay, so Yusuf, another question from you, mate. The black you use, is that in place of New York? Yes. So I use this black over here. This is green dark black from Speed Paint. So no oil, GW, it's a great wash, but it's a little bit more watery, right? So a little more diluted. So it's great for me to use this, to have the same contrast that I'm having with this black. I will require me 2, maybe 3 layers of the oil because it's a little bit watery. So I like to go with a darker color, like this black. And sometimes when I need, like on the face, when I need a little bit more watery, I can always add water and use that. The problem is sometimes with very diluted paints, you can never take water out, but you can always add up, to the miniature, to the paint. So this is why this one is great. So like I told you, I have faster results, like smarter. So I use the same paint. I use on the original state, I get one detail. I add a little bit water, I get another detail, another type, another result, right? So, okay, so this guy. Now I'm going to paint the metallics detail. So I'm going to have a little bit metallics here, like this back panel on his back, right? Like right over here. Get some of the metallics on this back. Oh, he has like an eye vision or something like here. That's replacing his eye from the battle. This is here. Let me get this, right? So right over there. Okay. And then I'm going to take the darker gray, like darker metallic gray, and just do like this rubber that's underneath it, right? So as this guy only has one eye popping out, so I want that one to be a little bit bright as well. And that's one of the tricks that I do is, how do you actually paint whites? How do you paint eyes? One of the main goals on painting, the main secrets of painting eyes, it's the brush, right? Whatever brush you need, you just need to have a very good definition. Let me take some white color over here, some white paint. Just not even a drop, just something that's very small, right? Okay. Okay, so see, I have here a very fine brush. Now you need a fine brush, fine tip for the eyes, right? So you take this, put in some white, and then you're gonna paint this guy on the eyes. And here's the secret. It's about how you paint. Sometimes you can go straight up here. I tend to find better results going on the side. Go on the side, and then touch just the eye over there. Click right over here, and it should be able to see the eye. If not, just take a little bit more. Sometimes you have so much little paint that by the time you touch the eye, your paint already is dried, right? Right over here. And what I do that I like a lot is to really have speed up, is to, oh, this is going to be hard for you guys to see. Let me see if we can get some focus on here. Oh, perfect. So see here, I paint a little bit of the white, but it's kind of a licking over here, right? Almost like he's crying, a little bit over. And that's a very good way for you to paint lots of eyes really fast. So do a little bit sloppy on the beginning, and then what you do is to take a little black. Let me take a little black over here. Paint like his iris, right? So it's going to paint a little his iris. It's going to be a little bit hard for you guys to see right now. Very hard because, I mean, this camera is not the one for the details. There's another camera for the details. It's not the goal here, but trust me. So I have a little bit white that's kind of leaking over here, and I have a little black spot. And then what I do, I go back to the brown that I use, and I just clean up the rest. Bam, bam, that's done. So go a little bit sloppy, so you get speed, and then you just clean up. All right? Okay, so this is here. Let me get some red right on his eyes. Right, so let's sing over here. Okay. So I'm just taking the red for his eyes. Let me take this one out. Okay, and pretty much done. Right, so, oh, let me get a little bit more red over here on his, he has like a grenade or something, right? Okay, are you guys here with me? Are you guys understanding everything? Because we are almost done. I'm just gonna do, let me just take some, I have a little, I just noticed now, this guy here has something on his base, like a metal, like a, how you call this? In Portuguese, we call this magazine, is where you keep the bullets. So for this one. Let me take a good color, some gray for this base. So I'm going to just take this gray over here. Again, put on my wet palette. Let me keep up. Okay. Still there, still here. A mag. Okay, that's good. Okay. Yeah. So let me get this, a good brush. Get this things coming out. Okay, so I'm gonna take a big, large brush over here, right? I'm gonna take this, what do you call? Gravelord gray. This is great, great for bases. So you see the base here, light gray, very soft coverage. You don't have to spend a lot of time painting this, you know. Then I just go with the gray. Take a look at this, and the magic happens. Because my base color, it's not even, the final result gives me even a more uneven surfaces. So this is like a cracking asphalt or something like that, like a broken concrete. So it's going to give me this aspect. It's going to be exactly like what I wanted. So now I put this, I let this dry. As soon as this dry, I'm going to go with the black then and add a little bit more contrast to it, right? So this is pretty much it. Okay, so I want it done quickly and awesome. It's the main reason why we are all following my time. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot, man. Yeah, it has to look good and it has to be fast, right? Because otherwise, I mean, it's like I told you guys in the beginning of this live show. We have a bunch of miniatures you want to collect. I want to get the new box set. I want to get the new miniatures. I want to get the 3D prints. I want to get the box set. I want it all. I want it all on my shelf. I want them to play. I want to enjoy painting them. And I want to sell them and buy new ones, right? So I want to fully enjoy the hobby. So, I mean, if you're not painting faster, you are getting stuck. You're getting stuck on the hobby. You're not doing anything. You're not moving. You're stuck painting the same miniature, the same set that you got like 4 years ago. You know, you cannot be stuck over there. You have to really paint your stuff, really get things moving forward. You know, getting your new miniatures, getting your new models, getting your new terrains, set up these crazy scenarios, enjoy it, play it. You can keep them away, or you can sell them, give them away to your friend, whatever. And get the new arm set and get it done, right? So his face is done. It's a little bit dark. Can you guys see over here? It's right. It's over there. His armor is great, right? So it's almost dried. Let's see. So this is. Let me get the transfers, right? So I'm just gonna add that one, and I'm gonna move to the big secret. Big secret that you guys are gonna learn. So this is a transfer. Right? If you guys have seen this, it's easy. If it's not, take a look at the first how you use them. You just take these guys and you just cut them away. I'm just going to put one on the shoulder pads, right? For the salamanders. So what you do is you just take these, you just cut them away and put them on the water, right? So put on the water over here, dip on the water, it's just dip on the water and let it slide for a little bit, right? So that's what that one is. On the other shoulder pad, usually have a fire coming out. That's way too much. Let's keep things on the focus. We have most of the contrast on this miniature already set up, right? So, Guilherme, thank you for answer. One thing that got my attention is that your great posture. Thank you very much. When I paint, I look like a hunchback of Notre Dame. That's so true. You know what helps me, Guilherme, a lot? It's my chair. I have a special chair for painting, right? So thanks a lot, right? So it's having great posture right over there. It's very important because you usually paint for hours. And that's one thing that you touch that has called my attention over the years as well. The way we light up our spaces and the way we sit is so important because, I mean, whenever you paint, you're not painting about for 10 minutes, right? So usually we're talking about hours of painting. So this is why we have to find good illumination aspects, a good posture, a good chair, find a way. So I'm here with, well, I cannot even list how many things I have thought about. You know, the posture, I have my feet on my ground, I have a good color, because otherwise, when you finish painting, looks like you have come from a battle, right? So Joseph, yeah. So I just noticed his posture is good while painting. Also, life lesson, not just painting. Thanks a lot, mate. Yeah, that's very important. Very important. You need to take care of your health while you're painting, because otherwise, you know, you're gonna breathe paint. You're gonna get dirty. You're gonna have back pains. You're gonna have eye problems. You're gonna have a bunch of problems. It's not gonna be healthy. And if you paint like that for a few years, you're done. So you have to do things. Think about that. And I have thought about that. I even have spoken with friends of mine that are doctors to help me consider all the things that I should be considering while painting. You know, some people not even know that, but you guys just noticed, right? So now I want to show you guys one thing that I love to do. Okay, pay attention, guys, because this is very important. I need more. Let me get some. I have one special technique that only a few people know regarding highlights. So when I paint large armies, doing panel highlights is so important. It's so important that really makes things bright up, right? So I have set up my base color. So right, so this is the base, right? So this is what I do for all miniatures. Now what I do, I do the light stuff. And one thing I do, you guys see here, I have my Purity seal. For that, a lot of people use these guys over here. These are fine pens for the Purity seal. They are great, right? So this, you can add some of the writtens. Let me zoom that on the Purity seal. Much better than you can do with a brush, right? So you go very precise, very dark, very good contrast, and that's good, right? So this is how it. So this is how you do Purity seals. But how about panel lighting? Then I do a technique that I have been using this for years, and nobody's doing this. I don't know why. I don't know. You guys are crazy. So what I do is I take these. This is a gel pen, right? This is a gel pen that I use. And with this, I just color the panels, right? So take a closer look. So this is a gel pen. So this is a light green color, right? So with this, I just go over here and I just do the highlights on my miniature. So precise, so clean, much cleaner than what you do in a brush. And it's very consistent, right? So can you see the panel? Come on. This is okay. There you go. So see over here. See over here. You see how precise and sharp this is. Some people, they take hours just doing the highlights on their miniatures. I don't know why. How can somebody take hours doing the highlights on the miniatures? Who has this time? With this, I get such a precise result that helps me really keeps things sharp. So look, I mainly gonna do here on his backpack. Then you guys are gonna see the result, right? So this is what I'm talking about. I know you guys, the pro guys over there, probably never seen this because I don't usually do this, and nobody's doing this on the internet. I don't know why, but you guys are here. You guys stay all this time on this live show. Thanks a lot, mate. Thanks a lot. Yeah, mind blowing. Yeah, it's mind blowing. It's what I'm talking about. I'm doing a lot of mind blowing things here that nobody there is watching. I don't know. That's why you guys are taking 3 hours to paint a miniature. Are you guys crazy? Who has this time? That's why I do 60 miniatures like in a week, much less than sometimes in a day. You know, it's And I don't paint for hours. I paint like for a few hours every day, right? So this, see how sharp this is. It's a constant line. I see people taking brushes to the palette to the brushes, long hours. Then I do this. I mean, 2 minutes. I do a full light panel of a single miniature. 2 minutes, and so much easier, so much joy, and so much life changing, right? So it's like I told you, painting faster means painting smarter, right? So you have to think about. So Alfarios, of a great name. This will save me so much. Yes, it's going. It's a secret painting stuff. It's actually to think smarter, right? So I'm obsessed about this. River, are we allowed to use this, or do we have to sign an NDA? Oh, I get. Yeah, you probably have an NDA thing, right? So this is a secret, guys. Don't tell anybody. Do it your way. Whoever is here with me, you stick on this live show all this way up. Like I told you, I have even more stuff to tell you guys. You guys have no idea. Life changing, like I told you. It's you have to think about. So take a look at shoulder pad. So I put over here a little bit. Get the paint running. Go here on his kneecap, and that's it. Bam. Over there, go over here, bam, and that's done, right? So get some volume on his pen. So I already have the black over there. So now put in the light, and now I'm gonna back with the shadow. Wait for it. We still have one more step to do. It's gonna blow your mind. Trust me. So you see, this is like our fellow told. So. Are you guys signing up to the NDA? Oh, I was going to ask my team to send you guys an NDA, right? So, yeah, it's going to be big secret. You guys, you know what? You time yourself, take one miniature, and then you do the panels, right? And where's my transfer? I think I lost it. Tell your friends how long tell your friends, any friends, and tell how long have it taken for you to line up the panel for you, like make the panel lines, right? So what is this? Okay. So so let me take this guy over here. Oops. Here I'm gonna get some of the cow effects here. So and then you're gonna time yourself and say how long does it take you to, oops. I get this transfer here finished, and then you're going to tell your friends how long it's taking to the light panels, right? Because some people, they are taking too much long time, right? My notes. Thanks, Vinny. That's good, mate. That's good. I'm pretty sure you guys understanding this. Serious question. Black armor. What gel pen color did you use? Oh, so good question. You know what I did? I use silver. You can use a silver one. Looks metal. Then you go metal. Or I did some what do you call death watch, and sometimes I use the metallic silver. Looks good, but another color that also looks good is like dark blue. A dark blue or a medium blue as well looks nice but it has to be only that blue. No, then everything, all your base colors are gray, and then only that with the color, right? So then looks good, right? So again, let me show you guys how this works. Right, so get some panels over here, light. So get some lights on again in this mainly on the main portions of this armor, right? So getting some highlights over here, highlights over there. You see, I can even add some dots here on this backpack. You see, take a look before and after. Take a look before and after, right? So you can see, right? Good enough? Good enough? No, I have one more secret one just for now. Just for now. We have a lot of stuff going on, right? So, wait, you went too fast. Why did you use a paintbrush on the transfer? Oh, that was sorry, mate. Like I told you guys, really fast. That was to position the transfer, right? to position the transfer, that's how I use. I usually decal softener, right? That's how to soften the transfer. Because when you put the transfer, this is not a flat surface, it's a round surface. So I need to melt the transfer right over there, right? So there's like this transfer softener. There's a bunch of names of it. It's something that actually melts the paper, the transfer thing. It has a little plastic. I don't know chemically the compound, but that's what it does, right? It's actually to melt. Okay, so here's what we have. So most of the panels are done. It's light up, right? Things are almost there. Let me just get. I know I have to finish this, but I just want to a little bit dark here. Here on the top. I know, guys. I know. Yeah, almost done. Okay, right over here, just to have some really contrast. Okay, so one last step is this. So I got the base, I got the colors, I got my base over here. Like I told you, it's going to be very simple here on the base because I want to focus on the. On the miniature and on the mindset, on all the steps for you guys to take a look. And I'm going to show you one last step here that's going to blow your mind, and it's going about ink. It's about, remember, mindset. So I'm going to take again my airbrush over here. And what I'm going to do, remember I told you, you paint base color, then you go to the light, and then you go to the shadow. Now I'm going to move to the shadow. So I'm going to paint shadow, right? So I got my airbrush over here. Let me turn that one up. Okay, we got it. Now I'm going to do it. I'm going to take this black, this over here. Okay, this is perfect, green black. Take a look. Sometimes this, you just need to add a little bit of water like I told you, but this is a great start. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a very thin airbrush. You can even, sometimes I like to dilute that a little bit. You can do that with an airbrush thinner or with water. A thinner usually works well. Alcohol-based thing usually works better than water, right? So you dilute that. And what I'm going to do now, it's a technique called post-shading. What post-shading does, it's you're going to paint shadow on your miniature. And this is how we're going to add contrast to it, right? So let me explain you what I'm talking about. So I got some black over here. Very, very diluted black. And I'm going to, let me start with the transfer here. So you see the transfer is just a flat surface, flat white color. When that thing is just flat, it doesn't have any shadow. So that's why I started going over here. So very thin layers, I'm starting to add a little bit black, right? So then I go to the bottom. Let me show you. Then I go little by little. Wait, it's too diluted. Let me just add some black, like I told you. It's really hard to take water away. So what I do is I just add a little bit more of the black, right? So take that, and then I start painting the shadows. Right, so when you're painting shadows, you're actually creating, you're painting over those highlights that you did, and we're adding more contrast. This is why it's great to do this as one of the last steps, because you're going to have a finer result, a deeper shadow, a deeper result. And can you see? Let's get some, okay. And now I'm going to increase the contrast with it, right? So this is what we have over here. For example, let me take this other guy. So you see his helm over here, this over here. This is how I did this heavy contrast, just painting black on top of it. So I go all the base color and all the lights, and I just paint shadows on top. Gives me a massive contrast. I do this on the miniatures. People, when they take one of my models and they hold, they're like blown away. I say, what the hell is this? And this is it. This is the secret behind that. You know, you just paint some shadows on top. If they're gonna look okay on the screen, but trust me, when you hold one of these models in your hand, people are like, oh my God, all the commissions that I do, I use this technique. When people receive their parcels with their models, they always send me a message, said, "Hey Stefano, this is mind-blowing. These models, they look great. I thought they were like contrast on the picture." I said, "No, the picture is like a flat, even surface. But now you see, we need more contrast over here." I said, "Yeah, the picture is just a even surface, even lighting that's actually showing all the things, right?" So this is a mind change blow, right? Mind blowing change, right? So it's keeping up. Let me clip this one in. Okay, so Shiva has a question. What PSI are you using? And when dealing with acrylic, I spend most of my time in the past spraying lacquer at 1822 precise, but acrylic seems to way lower, right? So let's keep things here. What I usually do, it's about that. Right now I'm holding at 30 psi, a little bit higher, right? So that's good enough. Okay, guys, this is the end result for this life. A model like this, usually, if you just take the steps, will take you 20 minutes time to paint, right? So, I mean, if you paint more than one all at the same time, you can do this. So this is how I do all this process. So, sorry, this is another example of how the concept is. And now I have more things to talk to you guys about, more surprises and things to understand. Are you guys understanding everything? How are you guys feeling? Type there, over there. Let's do some of the conversation, right? So you guys understand that painting faster means painting smarter, correct? Yeah? So Michael, yeah, Michael or Michelle, I'm not sure. But anyhow, I use several types of gel pens, several types. I have a few ones that I recommend. There's a few Uniballs, Pentels. There's a bunch of brands that are good. Each one will have different results. You can test and use whatever one. Take one that works for you. Let me go back here. Take one that works for you and do some testing. You have to try new materials, try new stuff. I'm trying new materials all the time. I have discovered processes that have speed up my time and increase my speed and my quality in brutally. I have really moving steps really fast over here. So here on my studio, I'm doing all the stuff. I'm really involving and this stuff. So you can try all different kinds of pens. All right. So guys, let's go really deep, really fast to some of the questions because I have a bunch of other stuff. The best thing of this life has not yet come. So I have big announcement there here to do to explain to you guys and to show you. All right. So Francesco, yeah, amazing. All time I do all the time I do the opposite. Yeah, a lot of people do. Right. So Francesco, it's not a problem. It's because people are not like I told you at the beginning of this life. People are using Asian painting methods on these miniatures. People are painting like they have been painting for the last 10 years. And the same process, not evolve. You take a book from, like, I have old books here, old painting books. You take a look, people still doing the same. It's like, how can do the same, right? So let's go to some of the questions. My team there, if you guys have any questions you do, let's rush to it because I have more things that I want to talk to you guys about, right? Any questions? Just fire it away. Now's the time. Okay, about varnishes. So varnishes, what I do is I use, there's a different types of varnish. You can use matte varnishes. You can use satin. You can use glossy varnish. All different types of purpose. I don't use varnishes all the time, but mainly for heavy gamers, I varnish usually with a matte varnish. And I take a good matte varnish, take my airbrush and bang, span them all, right? That's how I do, right? But for people that are going to collect miniatures like those, like all the ones I have here, I didn't varnish them. I don't varnish all my miniatures because for the collections, people are going to grabbing them on this much. I don't varnish, and there's no problem at all, right? Next question. Anything else? Do you thin down the primer for the airbrush? No, I don't. No, I just take out of the bottle, and that's it. Another question. Let's guys, we have to move forward fast on this question over here. So please keep up because I mean, thin down, primer is ready, airbrush painting, a lot of stuff. Get your product ready for the airbrush. For example, this paint from speed painting, they're ready for the airbrush. So you don't need to thin things down, right? One question I have: do you even bother with dry brushing gray, white over your prime to do highlights before the rest of painting? Okay, so you're talking about a slap chop method, right? I guess that's what you do, right? Black primer, dry brushing gray, white over your prime. So you can do that. That's a very good process as well, right? So if you combine that step with these types of paints, it works marvelous. I have some of the miniatures I have done for Loot Studios. They are great. I have used that technique, right? So yeah, you can do that as well. How to prevent chalky look when dry brushing? Okay, it's usually you get a chalky brush look when it's a little bit wetty. You know, wet. The brush is not completely dry, and perhaps the amount of paint that you have in your dry brush. Sometimes when you the brush is too wet, or you have too much paint, you end up having that chalky looks. So you're not giving airbrush only on the highlights. You kind of, as I said, kind of slapping the face of a miniature with the airbrush. So you got that finish, right? Any tips and tricks for checked armor panels? Good. I struggle keep them as a square. That's good. Trick on that one, it's stencil, masking things, right? Having a masking guide will help you a lot. I have done this, on this army here on the top shelf, there's my Armies on Parade project. I remember Chase from Games Workshop. He was crazy about the checkered armor on my vehicles. I'm like, oh, this is so great. And I have done that in like less than 5 minutes. I put like a stencil guide, painted, and the guy from Games Workshop was like, wow, this is amazing. That was so simple. I said, wow, so glad he liked it. But it was so simple, right? So if you get a nice stencil, you're solved. Get some guidelines, work with that, right? If you weren't pausing to explain the steps to us, how long would you normally take to complete this painting session? A miniature like this, 50 minutes. If I sit down, paint, 15 minutes, I get this one done, right? So, I mean, it's really easy. But I found out that painting more miniatures, you paint faster. So I paint like 10 miniatures of this. I will take about, if you take the average, will take about less time on single miniature. So probably take 10, probably the total amount divided by 10 will probably give me about 10 minutes each miniature. Because, for example, you take one step and then you repeat that over and over again. You don't have the cleaning time, right? So I painted one miniature, I have to clean the airbrush and do that again. So that saves that little time over all the miniatures. So that's why painting big armies is even easier, is even faster than painting single miniatures, right? So I'll say about 15 minutes is a good timing for like a tabletop ready at this level here that we painted today. This is same level I have painted all these Marines here behind me. I know a lot of people, guys, they love this project that I have. So I'm going to explain even more about that. This is 102 Marines behind me on the single project. So that's how I use this very technique to paint it. When you're tinting, when you are tinting a metallic like that, what's the best way to highlight? I'm doing a contrast red over gold, but don't know how to take the value higher while staying in the same tones. Okay, Christopher. Yeah, so when tinting metallic, like I did, you have to be very thin. You need a good paint. So this time, it's good material, we have a good result, right? So this is why this army painter materials, they work great because they have very good pigments. So you can take a paint like that on the airbrush and do as little as possible on the coverage to have your color. If you're painting with paints that don't have so much pigment, they will blow away the color, so then you get this tinted, and will lose tone, right? Okay, guys, thanks a lot for the question. So let's move to the big things, right? So I have a big stuff that I want you guys to know, to understand. I guess I have painted now, show you some of the steps, some of the techniques, but so much stuff I want to show you guys. I want to explain to you guys, right? So if you are interested, there's an enquete going on to know if you guys are interested in getting your miniatures painting faster and better. Yeah, so that's how you want to do. If you guys want to learn a bunch of techniques, I have set up this masterclass to explain to you guys some of the things that I passed through. Like I told you, I have been evolving through time and have been learning new materials, evolving techniques, and getting evolution. But we have been here on this live. We are almost at the end. But before we finish, I have a big announcement to make you guys to understand how we can evolve even more your miniatures, right? So this you have to. Sorry, let me just do over here. Before I move to that, I want to ask you guys to rate this class from 0 to 10. What you guys that have been staying here with me live on this live show, how much would you grade this? How much have you learned on this? On talking about techniques, materials, mindset. I really want to know feedbacks from you guys because I'm here for you. I know this a lot. I have been painting like this for ages, for years. You guys have no idea. A lot of times I post my projects on, even on Reddit. I know I post my projects, hey guys, I got this commission. People's like, oh, this is like my lifetime. I said, I don't know why, right? So I want to know from you guys, your rates. What are you guys thinking about, this class that you have taken? A little bit, oh, sorry. Can I get some more water over here? Maybe some coffee. Yeah? 10 for 10, sir. I'll be back for all this. That's great. But it's not over. It's not over yet. We still have big stuff I want to do because this is only limit, right? So this event, this speed painting masterclass is going to last 3 days. It's going to be a point on a time. But we want to do more. For years, I have been, evolving, like I told you guys, thinking about how I paint, doing the stuff. And sometimes when I'm not painting, taking my mind, placing myself, like getting out of my body and looking from outside and thinking, how can I improve faster? When I learn, like I told you, I have been on this hobby for over 30 years. And man, have I struggled to evolve. Have I struggled to learn everything that I know today. I have digged through content on the internet 2 years. I have before the internet, before YouTube stuff, I have struggled a lot because people they hide a lot their techniques. People they don't show, and it's really hard to learn. And then we have the YouTube coming along, and then we have all these great artists there showing all these amazing techniques, all this amazing stuff. And then to do this you have to get this material. Then I go on the website, you buy this very specific stuff. You don't get, if you don't find that one, you turn on the one that doesn't work. I don't understand, And then I go to videos and I start digging to all this digital trash, all these digital things, and it has been a struggle to evolve. So that's why I have come to a plan a few years ago. Okay. Right. So, okay. So right now we have a big announcement to make, a big project that I have worked years on it, which is a way, I found a way to show you guys all the knowledge, all the techniques, all the materials, all the mindset that I've known, to send you this, to teach you guys how you actually learn all these things in a good way that will make sense for you. So this has come my dream. I have searched for this on the internet ages before I even got to commission, but I never found a proper way to learn miniature painting. I never thought about that. I never found one. I have looked at some people over. So the other things that I have seen on the internet, like long videos, all this other stuff, you know, and it's brutal. I was spending hours on the internet digging through these videos, you know, watching 20 minutes videos to find that one technique that, oh, this is good. But, you know, you have to find long intros, commercials, and all this kind of stuff before I even found the things that I want. So what I have done is keep rating the class, people. I want to know what you guys have learned. This is very important for me. So keep that one going. That's good. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that's good. But thank you. I want to know. Okay. So after understanding all this process, you know, all the things I was doing, you know, I was watching people on the internet, you know, I was watching all these influences, you know, people doing stuff and teaching others, and the way they were doing, you know, how the content was organized. It was like so random. I said, nobody organized things in a sequence, so in a way that people can understand. So I want to learn, you know, from zero to hero in a proper way, in a way that will help me understand and then I can practice. So I started doing a project, right? I was doing this project, and I launched this project in Brazil a few years ago. And now it has come the time for this project to go worldwide. And I have been working to get you guys into this moment over here to show you this. So I have a special project here, and this project is called Zen Art. It's a massive thing, and it's going to change the hobby and the way the people learn the hobby forever. It's a massive thing. It's a very structured project to actually help people learn miniature painting in a way that makes sense, in a way they will understand, and they will practice, and they will actually evolve in a way. You guys have watched me paint during this live show. This was just an example, just one miniature, only a few techniques. But I don't have this much time to express all the things, all the things that I know. But in Zen Art, this is the vault that holds all my miniature painting secrets, all my techniques, all my mindsets. I put everything here. So now it's my legacy to the hobby, right? So it's how I will teach hundreds of people to know the techniques and the mindsets that I know. I have learned a lot of these things. This thing with the pen is just one of the things that I have learned. Really speed up, really brings me the power of the hobby. But then this is how you sew. Okay, so all right, so it's a mind-blowing thing, right? So it's like I told you guys, to paint faster means paint smarter. So let me show you guys this, right? So Zen Art is a stress-free miniature painting process, right? So it's a mindset, it's a process that you're gonna learn how to paint all your projects in a mind-blowing way. You're gonna learn the techniques, you're gonna learn the mindsets, you're gonna learn the tools in a sequence that makes sense. So I'm sure all you guys have been learning things on the internet. I also have, but things are like random, right? So you learn one thing here, one there. Are you guys hearing me? Are you guys here with me? Type on the chat. Is it makes sense what I'm talking about? Does it make sense? Are you guys understanding what I'm talking about? When I'm talking about mindsets, yeah, repeat some of the models. Try over there. Type with me, guys. I cannot hear you. I'm just here doing the live show. I need feedback from you guys. The way you can communicate with me is through that chat. So you have to keep typing, because otherwise I'm not here, right? So I need to understand. If you're nodding, I cannot see you guys, but I just need to find a way, because if I move too fast, I need to go back and take you back, right? So let me know if I'm going too fast. If it's not making sense, if it's not understanding, it means I have gone too fast. So I can step back. So I need to know if you guys here are here with me. So nobody, I'm pretty sure nobody ever teach you how to do miniature painting. We usually start, we just look at stuff. Oh, this is good. This is great. I started even before internet was a thing. I was looking to magazines. I was looking into these Japanese magazines, amazing stuff, a bunch of materials that I never had a chance to do up to this date, a bunch of cool stuff that I never knew how to do. And then then the internet come, a bunch of videos, a bunch of stuff. People just find a way, great stuff. I go on the internet, now scroll down my feed. Oh, look at this technique. Oh, this is amazing. This is OSO effect. This is metallic. This is like all this random stuff. I said, but it has a sequence. It has a way of learning. So Zen Art is going to put order in that, right? It's going to teach you the techniques that you need. It's going to teach you the mindset. It's going to teach you the materials, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome, right? So with Zen Art, we had a different mindset going on. Like I told you, there's the old way and there's the Zen Art way. So the old way, you take, if you want to learn, you go on the internet, you sit down, and you're going to watch for hours. I know you guys don't have so much hours to practice your hobbies, right? So I know most of the people, they spend less than 5 hours a week to paint. Most of the people. I have done inquiries on my Instagram, and people said, 2 to 3 hours. Like very few have more than 5 hours to paint every week. So if you're painting, for example, 3 hours a week, only 3 days, 1 hour a day, you have to make these hours count. So you cannot spend 1 hour watching tutorials. You have to watch, get information like the Matrix. Remember the Matrix? They said, "Oh, can you find an helicopter?" The guy closed his eyes, has like a RAM dream, and bam, I know how to do it. That's how it has to be. On today's world, that's how it has to be. So you cannot spend hours watching tutorials. So the other stuff that you see is a very chaotic and overwhelming things. That's social network. They're like this, overwhelming. It has to be cool. So whatever doing stuff for the social media, for people to be amazed and go viral, it has to be chaotic and overwhelming. But the problem with that, and I'm talking neuroscience here to you guys, the brain cannot learn in chaos because the brain needs order to understand. It's a sequence. That's how you learn. You do not learn in chaos. You learn in order. So that's why you're not going to learn scrolling down your stuff, because that's chaos and overwhelming. It's not the proper way for you to learn, right? So, and then I bet that most of you guys are here, I bet, are stuck and has very little progress. Most of you guys over the past 1 year probably have involved very little, not big steps. And on today's world, if you're not learning every week, every month, dude, you are doomed. So you really have to evolve. So that's why I have these concepts applied to design art. So it's a focus on action, made for you to get fast results. I don't want to get any stress whenever you're painting. It has to be fun. You have to sit down. You have 1 hour. I said, how can I get people in 1 hour? They have like Monday night, they get home, say, I have 1 hour to paint. Put the kids to sleep, and before he has to go to bed and wake the next day to work, how he can, in 1 hour, learn something and paint something. So Zen Art has to do that. So this was from the ground up, right? So this is one on the concept, right? So people could enjoy and understand things, right? Guys, I need to, on the chat, I need to hear from you guys. Are you understanding? Is it making sense? Every statement that I said, I have to know if it's making sense. Correct? Right? So it's like I told you, more painting faster means painting smarter, right? So to get things moving faster, to be able to paint a miniatures, let's say half an hour. I can do this. I usually do this when I do commissions. The guy says, I want this tabletop ready. It's around 15 minutes. If you guys want to, let's say, double this, half an hour, right? I know will be a good evolution for most of you guys over here. You have to be smarter. You have to think. You have to do things different than what we have been doing. If you continue doing stuff the same way you're doing, you're gonna get the same result. So that's why you have to change, right? So Zen art is about that. Getting more miniatures, finish it faster. Don't waste your time. Enjoy every single time you spend on the hobby, right? So this is a little bit about myself, right? So I have been painting for over 30 years. I have been joining a bunch of competitions. I'm a big fan of Armies of Parades. You guys know this. I have won Armies of Parade 5 times. I love doing big armies, get the miniatures, get the vehicles, get the terrains, build the whole atmosphere. It's my passion on the hobby. I love doing that, and I have been gonna be doing a lot of more projects. I have a lot of stuff that I'm building right over here. You guys have to see what is coming your way. It's stuff. So I have been participating on all these painting competitions. I really enjoy building projects for that. And I also enjoy spreading the knowledge, right? So I have been working on the Zen art for a few years, but together with that, I also have been doing a lot of workshops and mentoring people from all over the world. So I do physical workshops, sit down with people, and also I use these workshops to understand how people think, mapping doubts. Every workshop, after I finish workshop, I take notes and I write down all the questions that people have asked me on that very own workshop. And I have taken workshops on different places, from different types of people, different places of the world, and a bunch of questions, they repeat themselves. Even if the people are from different countries, different locations, different social classes, different ages, there is a core that surrounds all of them. A lot of questions that repeat themselves, right? So this is what I bring when I bring to Zen art. All this knowledge, all this hunger to spread the knowledge and teach you guys what I have learned so far, and keep evolving that, keep continues spreading the knowledge. So Zen art, it's this full online resources where you guys can learn faster, in a way faster. Like I told you, I have launched Zen art in Brazil, all in Portuguese, a few years ago. From that time, the Zen art, I have been refining this. A lot of, it's a bunch of classes, very straight to the point, helping people to paint faster and get the mindset. So this is a few things that I have comments from people that have taken Zen art already, that are already inside Zen art and then doing this. And now Zen art is fully in English for people all over the world to can understand and join me on this movement to change the miniature painting and actually paint things faster. So my pile of shame is falling like dominoes from Lucas, right? So, this Luis is painting 3 miniatures from 3 miniatures to 20 miniatures a month. He was painting 3 miniatures a month, like a pack from like 10 Marines. Where should I take this guy 3 months to paint? Are you crazy? So now he has joined the Zen art and he's painting like a process, right? So Rafael's like, so then I changed my pace and my mindset. So together, right? So my pace, remember the pacing, right? It's not about time, it's about rhythm. Getting the pacing done. So this is what Rafael thinking, getting the right pace that works for him, right? So now he's painting full square in 2 days, 2 days. So he was mind-blowing by that, right? So we got another one from Marcus, clear, fast, and fun again. My vehicles now look like they rolled straight out of the grimdark. So Marcus, I know he loves big machinery and want them to move, make them really badass and really cool. It's going to be tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow is going to be Evolve Vehicles. If you guys are blown away by miniatures, wait about vehicles. But there's more. There's much more. And this is a first look of what ZenArt looks like. So ZenArt, it's about learning miniature painting on an online structure. It's learning miniature painting in modules. So these are the modules of knowledge that you're going to get, right? So this is not actually a physical project. This is just to represent the modules of it. So here are the 3 models from the ZenArt. So each model has a bunch of classes. ZenArt in total has more than 100 classes. It has 120 classes. But if you're thinking that each class is going to be 3 hours long, you're totally wrong, because the average time of a class from ZenArt is 3 minutes. I have taken all the knowledge from miniature painting, organizing models, organizing a sequence that makes sense, and made each class unique and straight to the point as possible, and teaching you guys that very unique knowledge for you to do. Let's for module 1, just so you can have an understanding, we start from 0. I like how to set up your hobby space, how to organize a hobby space. You don't have to have a full room like I do over here. If I only have a corner in my closet, you can do that. There's a few things you need to keep away. So how do you organize my hobby space? Which colors should I get? How many colors should I get? How to use the basic material stuff. Even if you are a pro, you will learn. I have people that has taken ZenArt that are fully pros, they are YouTube influencers. Great stuff, mind-blowing. Another level. They have been painting longer than I have. They have taken ZenArt and they have learned. Because they're like, oh, I know from all this, like, for example, 5 classes, there's one, oh, that one, I didn't know that thing. And then really change is mind-blowing. So module 1, it's about all the essential techniques that you need to know. All the basic tools, all the basic techniques. One of the last classes on that, it's what we've spoken about, the posture. How to set up a good way so you keep healthy, so you understand, how to keep comfortable. So there I talk about ergonomics, I talk about lighting. I recommend some of the stuff. You guys need to watch out, because usually miniature painting takes a few hours of your day. So you have to be prepared about that. So after you understand and the essential, the base, the ground level of the module 1, you can move to the module 2, which is advanced. And this, take a note. There are some techniques there and some classes you never saw on the internet. There's some basic stuff about blending that nobody ever teaches. Only a few guys here know that my background, I come from industrial design. I have studied industrial design and worked as an automotive designer for 20 years in my life. And when I was in college, I learned about, for 3 years, I have taken classes about art, paints, pigmentation, color theory, and all this kind of stuff. And very few people actually know how to actually mix paints and how to do color pigments. So I have taken that knowledge from the artistic world, from fine art world, remodel that together with the wargaming and board gaming methods, and put that in exercises and knowledge that are really fun to watch. So they're really fun. You're going to learn, you're going to practice, and it's going to be great, and only in a few minutes. So if you have 1 hour a week for you to paint, I'm going to make sure you take a few, 10 minutes, you can watch 2 to 3 classes, and then you can move on to practice. So module 2, it's about a bunch of a bunch of advanced techniques, right? So it's gonna be about materials. You're gonna learn how to, for example, I have a class that's gonna show you how to paint gold. It lasts 6 minutes. On this class, this lesson, I teach you 4 different ways to paint gold in 6 minutes. It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing, right? So on the advanced class is about that. So you have materials, you have a combination of theoretical lessons with the practical lessons. It's mind-blowing. You guys are going to be blown away once you take it in class. Trust me, I have seen it. A lot of people already evolving really fast with it, and it has come the time for you to do that too. It's come the time for you to paint faster and better, right? So you have to be smarter. You have to have things change in your way for you to get your miniatures done. On the third model, I teach one of the things that really scares people, which is airbrushing. So I know every time I put airbrush on a live show, people say, "Oh, I'm scared." Like it's like a big monster from some of the people. They don't know how to use it. I say, but this is so simple. I have been using airbrush. Most of the stuff I learned by myself was a struggle, but now you don't have to pass for the same struggle that I did, because you have the module 3 on ZenArt. This is what I wish I have learned when I was starting. You can take this even if you don't have airbrush and understand this. So this, I teach you from zero to hero everything you need to know of airbrushing. I'm going to tell you what types of airbrushings you can use, what types of stuff. I have a bunch of stuff here that I use. A lot of people don't understand. After you take ZenBrush, the ZenArt airbrush module, you will know it all. You will see everything. You're going to understand it all. You're going to understand how to clean your airbrush, how to use, how to dilute water, what type of paints, how to use the air compressor in the proper way. Because a lot of people, they look at this, because if you buy an air compressor on the Amazon today, it's going to come to you and it's going to have no instructions. No way how to do this on a miniature painting. It's going to have like perhaps the legal stuff. Oh, this does that. But it always has this matter. Like the fellow here just asked me, how much PSI are you using? A lot of people, they get worried about PSI. I set up a PSI. I rarely change my PSI. It's the same way that I set up years ago, and that's it. I do small details, I do big scenarios, same PSI. I don't know. Because people probably told him, you have to watch for the PSI, you have to watch that, you have to watch that. They're overwhelming you with information. But you just need to get straight to the point, straight to the result. You just have to find the techniques and have the mindset to understand what a good result is, right? So this, it's what it is. Are you guys understanding on this? Does it make sense? Do you guys want to know what's inside these boxes and everything? Are you guys really enjoying this? Yes? Type on the comments here, guys. So now I'm going to show how everything is packed. Right? So thanks. Makes sense. Thanks a lot, guys. Yeah, keep me telling me how you guys are understanding all this I'm explaining. So let me explain to you how the ZenArt module is organized, right? So there is usually traditional painting courses and there is the ZenArt system, right? So traditional painting courses, I have seen it all. A bunch of great artists there. They have long videos. I have seen courses that teach you how to paint a single miniature. It's a 14 hours course. Are you crazy? Guys show me 14 hours. I have to wait, watch 1 hour and a half lessons to paint leather. I don't have that time. I don't know if you guys want to really, whoever here has like a full days to stand in front of a computer and start watching people painting. I just want to paint. I just want the information, right? So it has to be short. It has to be structured. It has to be the main points you want to learn, right? Also, there's like random techniques. Oh, this is the most one, right? So it's like random. Everything's like organized. There's no organization. They're like just random, just throwing away. Whatever they think is cool, they just go, oh, learn this. I think the person probably just learned that and just, throwing you that information away. I have seen this. There's a lot of teachers that people teaching on Patreon. So you like monthly on Patreon, and they're just teaching like random stuff, all good stuff, but they're random. They don't make any sense. Month by month there's no big plan. There's no orchestration. There's no organization around them. So it has to be a process. You have to learn 1, then 2, then 3, and then learn 4 that puts everything together. That's how things are done. That's how you learn things, right? And there's, old process also. No feedback or support. There's like, people are talking about too much perfectionism, overwhelming you with information, just telling you, oh, you have to watch about this and that. So you're getting stuck. People are throwing roadblocks in front of you, and you are letting them throw it, right? So you need to get things faster, and 2 things. I have added, checklist ways of you to have your process and really speed up. Okay? So you guys are here with me, and this is what is Zenart to know if you are in for it, right? So this is the stuff that I'm talking to you guys, and this is who I'm speaking to. You there over there on the other side of the screen, looking for better results, looking to paint faster, looking to have a system and actually paint your miniatures. So you that feeling stuck and not evolving, you that have more pile of shame than actually painted miniatures. Yeah, that's you. That's you I'm talking about. If you want to learn a system to actually make a life-changing in your experience on the hobby, then Zenart is for you. And this is how Zenart is organized, on plans. Very simple plans for you to have access to it. So Zenart, it has the initiate spec, right? So this is a process where you're going to learn. It's a package, and you can sign up for Zenart for 3 months in a row. So you sign 3 months and get to renovate in 3 months. So with that, you pay a little money. It's about, and the total is about equivalent to $18 a month. So you do 3 months and then you renovate like a signature. So you can learn things, and you're going to have all access to all the lessons. Everything is online. Everything is pre-assembled for you to watch whatever you can. So if you have a lunchtime, you wanted to do a lunch break and learn a little bit, you can learn a little bit. If you want to learn over the weekend, you can learn over the weekend. If you want to learn even that night, you can do. Whatever is your pace. Because I know people, they don't have a regular time. They have regular time for work. From 8 to 5, that's a standard time. But it's not, well, even today, it's not for everybody, but most of the people. But for the hobby, there's some people, they paint on the weekends. Some people, they paint on the weekdays. And it's very random. Then you have the Vanguard Codex. And this is an early access. So people can have access for the Zenart for the full year. So they do one payment is equivalent for the full year of them learning. Total equivalent for a month payment is about 15. So the same amount you pay for any of these patrons here, they also teach you all this random stuff and all the things that are not in order. And also for those who want this for a lifetime and they want to just do one payment and never worry too about it all. They say, oh, I'm here on the hobby, here to stay. There's the Eternal Brush. It's like a package for people to join Zenart for the rest of their life. So you do one payment and you have Zenart for your life, right? So if you're really serious about the hobby, that's where you can go as well, right? So let me explain it to you a little bit about what it's inside each one of these packages, right? So all of them, you can have full access to all the Zenart classes. So this is about all the modules, all the classes, and you can watch them anytime you want, how many times you want. There's a combination of lessons. There's like theoretical lessons, practical lessons, and exercise lessons, all combined in an order for you to learn. So this, I have been organized this over the years in a way that makes sense, right? So you're going to have full access for it. You're also going to get access to all the painting exercises, all the printable lessons. There's lessons. You're going to print up a paper and do the lessons, and you're going to do that, right? So you're going to take that and actually paint, and do the exercises to practice. There is like brush exercises, airbrush exercises. It's going to be a system for each one, understand. And also, every month is going to have a brush, the monthly brush challenge. So every month you're going to get a challenge, not something that's actually doable for you, and you're going to keep you evolving. They're planned for you to be evolving, right? And also, you're going to have access to the every yearly releases, all the lessons update. Everything that I learned that's new. If I learn a new technique, if I learn a new material, I go to ZenArt and I update it. I go over there and say, or either I change a lesson. If it's, this is old method, I have learned a new one that's better and faster. I go over there and update and upgrade that lesson. If I learn a new technique that's, this is, people have to know this, I go over there and teach it. If you go to ZenArt, 100% of my knowledge is over there. Everything that I know in the hobby, it's there in a logical way, in really easy access lessons. We also gonna have, and this is massive. I also putting together 12 masterclass packages. So I wanna do one major masterclass for the next year and keep on going. But if you sign up for ZenArt on the Codex bundle, you're gonna have access to all the next, not only the ZenArt, all the classes, but also to this masterclass. The first one, I just confirmed, my friend Joe, who's joining us on the live show here, we have been speaking a little bit. So I said, Joe, can I, your project, I'm talking with him for the past few days about this project. He asked me his help, and I know his request is the request of many. So what he's doing is he has a custom chapter for Space Marine Army. So he asked me to help him set up, refine the color chart of his army so it looks good, set up the good colors and the right materials, to look a great army, to look good on the battlefield, but also set up a process so he can paint his full army with that. So it looks good, and it's a process that makes sense. So each brushstroke, it's enjoyable. So this is going to be the first masterclass. And then it's going to be more masterclasses about topics that deserve a full attention. Even assembly. People are going to learn a lot about assembly on the ZenArt course, but I'm going to do a lot of assembly. But mainly the ZenArt, I'm going to define these next masterclasses with the community. With you that's on the ZenArt, we're going to talk, we're going to chat, and what you guys have the most difficult with, it's what I'm going to bring to this masterclass, and we're going to learn together, right? So the first one is going to be about that, right? Also, there's a few special things for people that sign up today. One special thing, it's I'm adding STL file for. I don't know if you guys noticed, but here I have my my painting mug, right? So this is like a regular mug. This is my painting mug. This is my drinking mug, right? My painting mug, it has this little support here for my brushes. So my brushes actually hold over here like this, so they're not touching the ground there and not hurting the bristles. So I'm putting together, like this is a 3D printer part. I know most of you guys have a cup, so I'm putting that away. STL, so you guys can print 4 mugs. Some people use 1, some people use 3, some people break their mugs and need a new one. So I'm putting the STL so you guys can print your own supports for that. So I'm throwing that away. Also, together with that, we are doing a giveaway. So a giveaway. So that's where it comes support also from the Army Painter. So Army Painter is giving away speed painting set, a starter set from speed painting, awesome collection. So whoever joins that, I'm gonna do a raffle, not a raffle, a draw for the people that joined during the live show, they joined the Zainart. So this we have the speed painting starter set. So you can paint throughout this year. You can use this paint to paint your miniatures. It's a great stuff. It's a great set, great materials. So whoever joins, we're going to do this draw but only for people that are inside there, right? So this is about that. And also we have the full package, and it's about that. So how it works. So if you sign up, you pay a full year, the price for that. So the Vanguard Codex is $180, which is equivalent about $15 a month for the full year. That's probably most of you guys already paying that for the Patreon stuff. But we have even more stuff. So you have the STL files. So you have the full content of the Zainart. You have the giveaway that we're also doing for the people that join us. And also we have the Masterclass. There's going to be a one-on-one sections. Sorry, not one-on-one, but it's going to be a sections with me for you guys. So now I really want to do one more thing, which is we have a special code that's only lasts during the live show, right? So if you take the link, if you go on the link for the Zainart course and you type out the code SPEED, you get that price drop from 180 all the way to 149.40, right? So the link is on the chat, right? So we also have this QR code over here. So take this QR code, you go straight to the page and you type up the speed. But it's only valid for the Vanguard Codex bundle, if you sign up for a full year. So with that, the price even drops even more, right? For monthly price. So it's about changing your mindset, right? Painting faster means painting smarter. If you're not happy with your results, this is the solution that's going to help you paint more miniatures.
What if we do the mentoring? I think we could give the mentoring.
So wait, guys.
For the three first to go.
We'll do the mentoring.
Yeah. If the first three here sign up.
Okay, guys. So my team here is telling me the first 3 people that join the Vanguard Codex, they're gonna get a one-on-one mentoring session with me. So only for the first 3 people that join today, the Vanguard Codex, the first 3, they're gonna be a full mentoring. Is that right? We're really doing this? Yeah. You guys are crazy. Really? Okay. So a mentor, yeah. So I'm gonna do all this mentoring. So it's about that, right? So the QR code is over there. That's the coupon code. It's amazing. It's really about learning, right? So really looking to see you guys there on the Zainart. So let's keep things moving forward, right? So today was about miniatures. I have shown you guys mind-blowing ways you can do, teach you some of the mindsets, but we have even more coming our way. We have more. So what we're going to do tomorrow? So tomorrow is going to be about vehicles, the big guys, right? So I'm going to tell you some techniques, some stuff you can do with the brushes, some stuff you can do with the airbrush, some of the stuff you can actually learn how to paint. So tomorrow, vehicles. On Friday, it's going to be about terrain, the big guns, like the big materials, all this massive stuff. How you paint that, how you paint materials, how you paint effects. It's mind-blowing. I'm going to show you guys some of the process is going to be life-changing. What you haven't seen is only the tip of the iceberg. So day 3, it's going to be massive, right? So also for you guys that have signed up to the Eventbrite list, later on you're going to get an email with a presence list, right? So the presence list, please put on your information over there. You were in the live show, make sure you sign up your presence list, right? So sign up with one up. And we're gonna be. This is about it. We're almost finishing. We're finishing up this live show. It's been great to have you guys here with me. I'm honored to have you guys doing this live show. Thank you very much. Please, you guys can't wait to what I have to show you guys tomorrow. All welcome to this. Michael, there is no option to just buy all. Is there no option to just buy all the models? All the models are together. They're not separate. They're not separate. ZenArt is all models together. If you join let's take the full year example. You're gonna learn all models together. Everything is one pack. It's not separate, right? Doesn't make sense to be separate, right? It's a full process, right? Thanks a lot. The best thing ever. Thanks so much, guys. It's just great to have you guys over here. I just love doing this. I love to learn, understand how I learn, and also teach about this. Dave, I need some extra bonus incentive for lifetime bundle. Lifetime bundle is this. How long are you planning to stay on the hobby? How long? Is there, because you can take whatever time you have. For example, Dave, think about how much time do you plan to paint your pile of shame or the miniatures you want to buy? How long? Forever. Okay, so take forever, take the price of the lifetime and divide by forever. How much does that make sense? How much does that make in a monthly payment? Right? So Dave, we go to the average, take average, divide by the month plate and understand that. So that will make sense or not, right? So we have to think about monthly payments. That's how you do stuff. Because most of the things you see on the internet are based like that, right? So most of the stuff is like, but people are just doing monthly and not thinking about. They don't have a plan. They're not doing stuff, right? So that's it. River, sorry, Dwayne, did I give you enough information? So that's how I have to think. On the Eternal Brush, you're gonna have lifetime access to the ZenArt for life, and you're gonna have access to the next 12 Masterclass. For the Masterclass for the next year, you're gonna have access. After that, we're gonna see, right? So that's about it. Let's go to our question. To River, big love from Germany. Thanks a lot, Duncan. Have a nice day. I head to bed now. Since minute. Thanks so much, River. Thanks so much, mate, for staying up to this late. Really nice. I know you're probably extending your bedtime, before you're going to bed, because it's so exciting. Thanks a lot. Vinicius, thanks a lot for you guys being here. It's been great. Before I leave, I'm going to leave you guys with a message from my sponsors, which is the Army Painter. They bring so many great materials, and you guys have only seen a little bit here on this live show, and see how great they are and how they really can help you on your painting journey. Really help you painting smarter, making smarter choices, right? So this is about it, right? So guys, I'm gonna leave you with this material. Take it out from the Army Painter, and listen. Yeah. So the other guys here are telling me about tomorrow, so it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. So see you tomorrow here. You're gonna get the link for tomorrow live shows. It's a different link on your email, right? Right.
To subscribe to receive the emails, and the link is now on the chat.
Okay, on the chat. The guys are leaving. If you run into this live show and you didn't sign up for the event on the Eventbrite, you need to sign up to get the other link, right? And all the other information that we have set. Because if you don't have that, we cannot talk to you, and you cannot talk to us. So we need to keep a communication going, so we know what's going on. So the guys are putting the Eventbrite link on the description here, so you can sign up if you haven't. So, okay. So let me give you watch this great video from the Army Painter, because it's such a great material, and I really love it. Right. So see you guys tomorrow. See you. It's going to be amazing stuff, and really, really appreciate you guys being here out so late. Thank you. Thank you a lot.
And these painters, they don't want to spend 100 hours in painting. They want to spend 100 hours on gaming. I know I do. It's one of my favorite games, just released a new edition. And I just want my new army out there. And I want to have it today so I can play with it tomorrow.
We know that tabletop gaming, painting events, that's where the community lives.
Yeah.
We live to play, we live to paint. The reality is tabletop gaming inspires literally every product we create.
In 2007, the Army Painter was founded with one simple idea: to save time at the hobby desk and get more time for gaming. Whether you're a beginner in the hobby, showcase painter, tournament gamer, or somewhere in between, our products today are designed for performance, speed, simplicity, and fun.
All our products reflect the fact that it's in that DNA of getting more time for gaming. And, because that's what it's really all about.
If it has to pass a litmus test, is this going to help me paint that last unit quicker or easier before the next tournament?
When we set out to create the new Warpaints Fanatic range, it had to be easy to use for the beginners. It also had to perform for the best painters in the world. But to call it a success, it had to meet the demands of the top tournament gamers.
We also wanted to talk to some of the most well-known and top players out there. So we sent Adam down to the Art of War house because these guys, they play for a living and they paint because they have to. So that was exactly the audience we needed.
Three most important things I look for in a paint is obviously how it looks, the vibrancy, the color, etc. How it flows, it needs to cover effectively.
How easily it's thinned, and also how easily it mixes. The vibrancy of the paint and how well pigmented it is, that matters a lot because I really want my miniatures to pop a little bit more. I'm never painting models, I'm always painting armies. Sometimes I'm trying to make some models in an army look better, but there's always 2,000 points of friends that I have to do as well. So any kind of paint that I have to do 2 or 3 coats on is inevitably going to be annoying.
The competitive gamer, it's basically the painters that want an army done fast, but has to have contrast and effects on the table. So you need vibrancy in the color, you need some strong colors to stand out so you can see it from a distance. You also want a one-time coverage. You don't want to sit and make endless amounts of coverage because that takes time. You want to roll some dice, you want to get out there and get more time for gaming, right?
So I like being able to have a wide range of choices. I need to be able to use them easy. I like to be able to take the paint, put it onto wet palette, and be good to go. I think that coverage is important to me because if I'm sitting there trying to paint 47 layers to get solid coverage, I get frustrated very quickly.
Saturation, the coverage, and the range, the wide selection of range is kind of the three that I thought were most important to me.
I think it's a mix of vibrancy and consistency. The range of colors, like your ranges can be amazing, but if your paint's just not consistent, that just, it really just makes me not want to have to buy it.
The gamer's experience, the competitive gamer's experience, is the fact that for me it worked a little bit like speed paint, especially for the base coating. You smash on one coat and that's all you need. And you have a clear, crisp color, even on black. I know that sounds weird, but when you're painting 200 cultists, you want to save time on the boots. You just want to give it one layer and that's it.
First impressions, application was the part that impressed me the most. I really liked how smoothly it applied to the models. It's very easy to use.
Yeah, I'm very excited about the range. I feel like it does everything I want. I feel like the coverage is great. I feel like the pigmentation of it is phenomenal. But every color I've tried is awesome.
Holy crap, I probably spent about half the time I was expecting to get those effects. It's getting these high-end effects with minimum effort, which is amazing for someone on my level. I can literally just sit there and be casually, and this is so rewarding. And it saves a lot of time.
Many hobbyists enjoy spending hours with their minis. Some just want great results fast. The insane coverage, smooth flowing properties of Warpaints Fanatic reduces the amount of layers, offering speed and ease for gamers. And the flexible color triad system makes color selection simple and effective.
You're smiling.
Of course I'm smiling. I just use the Army Painter paints.
So what do you think?
They were awesome. Oh my god. So I'm not much of a painter. I paint very infrequently, but I painted for 20 plus years. And these are, without a doubt, like some of the nicest paints I've used. For real. Like, I haven't used like every line, but like generally speaking, like, assuming that all the paints match the same quality as the ones I've shown today, this line is going to be amazing.
First impressions are incredible. I really enjoyed them. They were smooth, easy to work with. I didn't have to thin them. As much as you could thin them, I didn't have to. It's easy enough to use that someone who's brand new to mini painting is not going to feel frustrated by it. A beginner is going to be able to pick up these paints as their first model painting set and be able to create something that they're very happy with.
Of course, Fanatec had to meet the demands for gamers, but every product we've created since 2007 has been with gamers in mind. Warpaint's Air is the world's first true airbrush-ready paint. Saving time because it's pre-thinned right from the bottle, developed with simple-to-use color triage, which makes choosing your base coats and highlights simple and fast. And speed paint, well, that's pretty self-explanatory. What could be faster than slapping on one coat of paint for color, shading, and a highlight? Our one-coat system is consistent in its coverage and performance, making it a dream for gamers. Whether you're using it as a base coat or for picking out those pesky details like pouches, holsters, and lenses, nothing is faster than speed paint. Of course, we make products to support gaming, but when we say support, that extends to our long history of sponsoring tournaments all over the world with funding and prizes. Last year, we signed our biggest sponsorship yet as the title sponsors of the WTC, the World Championships of Wargaming, where we went last year to see what the best players in the world thought about Warpaint's Fanatec. While we were at the WTC, we gave away a certain golden ticket.
Let's get nuts.
Remember that? We flew Tony, one of the most talented army painters at the event, to Warhammer Worlds in Atlanta, Georgia, all the way from Switzerland.
So we had the chance to give another golden ticket away. This one was for the best painted army that ranked the highest, and that surprisingly was Antonio Meas. So you get a golden ticket as well.
When my name was called out and I stepped to the podium, I was not realizing that I was winning a golden ticket. For me, it's a huge honor to be recognized not only for my painting skills, but as well for my gaming performance. I want to throw a big thanks to the Army Painter for this kind of sponsorship. I think this really motivates the players not only to play better, but as well to lean more into the hobby. I hope that this kind of sponsorships keeps going. I think this will make the hobby grow even more, and I hope that others joins this kind of actions.
We sometimes like to think that we're a game company without a game. We just happen to make some really good paints, and a few helpful accessories as well. Everything from basing materials, assembly tools, glue, and even a few gaming accessories. Our marker lights, target lock, and rangefinder help make your gaming experience better even after your army is painted.
Of course, every product we make has to be viable from a business point of view, which is sadly boring, but true. However, when we make products and we think they're really cool, chances are that you might like them too, because we're both painters and gamers. We feel we've hit a real milestone with the Fanatec Warpaints range. Now, we're by no means done with new releases and have a lot of cool stuff coming the next few years. I have some stupid ideas, I might have some not so stupid ideas. You'll be the judge of that.
Whenever we develop a new product, we always ask ourselves, how will this help gamers? Because we're gamers too. Whether we're playing for our national team at a tournament, chucking dice in our spare time at the office, or slow growing our way through the arena of escalation, gaming is at the heart of everything we do.
When we started the development process of the Fanatec Warpaints line, I was put in the position of supervising the competitive gaming aspect of the paint line. And I'm so grateful for all the fantastic feedback we got from gamers being exactly what I hoped it would be. I'm so proud that this paint is actually really, really good to get armies on the table. So with the release of the Fanatec Warpaints line, the Airbrush range, the speed paint range, you have no excuse anymore. You have everything you need to get more time for gaming. So go out there, paint your army, and get to the top tables.
Oh, you're still here. That's great. Great for you to be watching. I know how persistent you are. So that's great. So tomorrow we have even more stuff. And I know some of you guys have been messaging us, having problem at the checkout. Me and my team are taking care of all this. So if you want to get Zen art and still not able to, send out your Instagram saying hello to us. Me and my team are going to talk to you and make sure you have the place you deserve for all the stuff to you to be a life-changing moment in your hobby. So really appreciate your journey and thank you for being here all this way to the end. See you tomorrow. We have a lot of great stuff coming along, right? Bye-bye.